It's just awesome. Like that, for me, makes me more proud than seeing her, you know, just stand on top of the podium.
She's just a gamer. It's so fun to watch her compete. I'm a huge Chloe Kim fan myself.
Peace Park is something we've been kind of experimenting with for years. We dreamt this up because it was just getting stale riding the same stuff. We were going out and riding the same half pipe every contest, every photo shoot. We were just getting bored. For us, it's fun when you introduce new features, new transitions, new terrain to ride, sort of taking that skate park feel and putting it on the mountain. Things like Peace Park, modified super pipe, lend to, showing up somewhere and not knowing what your run's gonna be. Really, that's something that kind of makes it fun.
I think the modified super pipe is so cool. Is it gonna be a hip into the half pipe? Is it gonna be some sort of rail feature in there? So I'm a big backer of it.
Modified half pipe is one of the best things, I think, to happen to half pipe skiing and snowboarding in the recent years. Just kind of adding a new flavor and new, almost skate park approach to a format that definitely has an expiration date on it. So I think it's super important to kind of ingest creativity, and I'd say the modified half pipe almost exposes the people who can't ride all around as well. And I think that's cool.
Having something fresh and new to ride is important for the sport.
Riding half pipe, you definitely have to have a serious love for it. You land 6 inches to the left on a half pipe wall, 6 inches to the right, you're done. Definitely something you gotta have a lot of love for because it is really intense. The weightless feeling that you have riding a half pipe, you can't really get anywhere else on skis. If you love it enough, it's definitely worth it in my opinion.
What I really liked was getting a lot of jumps in a really short period. And if you did land them, you would ride smoothly. It would just feel good in the transitions.
Once I got in it, I was just hooked. It was such a scene and it was such a cultural hangout. Unlike slopestyle and the other things where it's all spread out down the whole mountain, halfpipe's just right here. And you can see everything everyone's doing all the time. And it's a really pretty intimate experience.
It is so unbelievably nuanced, and I think that's why I loved it, because perfection is elusive, and the finish line is always changing. You're always learning something new, and it never got old for me.
What drew me to the half pipe was that it was just the easiest thing for me to like catch air, dig a toe edge in, and rip across the flat bottom and blast a frontside air and feel like I'm Noah Selaznick or something. It unlocks a little world that I can't tap into anywhere else.
Oh my goodness!
When I watch the half pipe today, I feel kind of like I'm watching a fight. I'm scared, but I'm really happy, and it's all these emotions because it's gotten so dangerous and so radical that you're kind of on edge. Then when they pull it off, you're just so happy for them, and it just creates this feeling of lightness and energy that I love it. I still love it today more than I ever have.
When I look at the pipe today and I think of where it came from to where it is now, to the size of the walls, to the equipment, to all these technical tricks, the thing that doesn't change is the guy going the biggest is going to get the biggest cheers.
The future of the half pipe is more crazy, mind-blowing tricks and a solid big 22-foot pipe. I think you're gonna see triples come into play. I think you're gonna see back-to-back 14s be a thing. It's gonna keep progressing. But I also think you're gonna see this other parallel of modified pipe. You're gonna have that, and then I think you're gonna have the main 22 heavyweight title fights. That's what I hope to see.
I feel like we're in a transition phase, the youth, myself and the guys that I grew up competing against. We're all kind of standing side by side on the podium now.
You need to have the young guns in there that are pushing you to keep riding.
It's kind of our job now to make sure that that perception of snowboarding sticks, and we do the best we can doing that.
Scotty James.
I think what's coolest about half-pipe riding is that it involves some of the best parts of snowboarding. Its history is super rich. It's fun to watch. It makes me feel like a sick surfer. It makes me feel like a sick skater. Half-pipe is a huge part of what snowboarding is. It adds so much to the sport and brings so many people into it.
It takes so much for the average kid to get to the mountain to go snowboarding.
It's not like, you know, skateboarding or basketball where you just go play wherever you want. You need a mountain, first of all, snow, the whole gear setup, tickets. Making it more accessible is super important for the growth of the sport.
My backyard started in around 2012. Started there, just a few rails, and then each year it grew and grew, and then I got put in this really cool opportunity to bring them to a couple resorts, and right now they're at Copper Mountain, Killington, and Woodward Park City.
The most beautiful thing about it is that it's free. Getting more kids boarding and giving them a spot to really learn some tricks, jib, hang out with their friends. I've even taken a couple runs through Red's backyard, which is saying a lot.
I can't go after that.
Having Red's backyard here at Copper is pretty rad.
Jib's got a jib, you know?
I'm looking up and I see the Red's backyard features in the street style. I'm like, okay, this is kind of incredible.
Red has accomplished so much at such a young age, and to be giving back to his community is really inspiring.
Giving back to snowboarding is rare, so props to Red for just thinking about others. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, it is a beautiful thing, and thank you very much, Red. And there it is, a shot right here at Copper Mountain of the Dew Tour Street Style course. Street Style makes its return here to Copper Mountain and the Dew Tour. Hi, everybody. We're going to kick it off with Women's Ski Street Style Final. We've got 4 Street Style events out here tonight. We've got men and women's ski as well as men and women's snowboard. Jimmy Coleman here in the booth alongside Pete Arneson. We got DC out in the field, and you got quite a lot to work with out there in that street style course, Pete.
Yeah, it's a nice long course, lots of options. Hoping to see some really good skiing tonight from men and women, and snowboarding as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a party vibe out there. Last year we did this. We had everybody hanging out from the Dew Tour experience along the fence line, and it's a good time. So we actually have 9 skiers in the field here in the women's comp. It's a 25-minute jam session, and it's top 3 overall impression, and then we got the little bonus prize for best trick. You get a little extra Dew Tour cash, Pete.
I love it. Great to see it. Lots of the ladies from the field that we saw earlier, or yesterday, excuse me, out here skiing in slope style, and then a few other names mixed in there. We have Eileen, who's first place in pipe, doing triple duty out here this weekend, and then a few other cool names in here as well, like Taylor Lundquist. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so apparently 2 dropped. We got a newer start list, so I stand corrected. I should have trusted my graphic. Oops, 7.
7 works. I like.
Sorry, that's 1 less Mountain Dew kickstart for me tonight.
No shotguns.
Nope, terrible. Okay, so here we go. Let's get this thing underway. It is a jam session here, and again, it's 1, 2, 3 cash prizes for 1, 2, 3, and of course, there's $1,000 up for grabs here in the best trick department.
Dropping in, getting things started on that first rail, making her way down to that flat down, little disaster lip slide back to forward. Way to get things started out here at Copper under the lights.
McKenna Brown there starting us off again, and once we got our first competitor in, the jam session clock starts, I should say, and we are underway here just under 25 minutes.
Front 270 out. Way down there.
That was Sky Clark out of Vancouver, British Columbia. So I'm guessing they're going to run them in order here as we go through this jam session.
There's Mathilde Grimaud, Swiss skier, a little switch on, trying to get that front 2 out of the down flat down. First lady taking that one on so far. A lip slide transfer, so coming from one rail to another there. And then switch tails over, side 270 out, nice and clean. Looks like Johanna Keeley.
Yeah, Johanna Keeley from Norway.
There's Taylor Lundquist, great street skier, always putting out great video parts. Frontside switch up 270 out and losing a shoe there. Lots of style. One of the most progressive lady skiers out. There's Kelly Silderu, frontside 450 off, and then a frontside switch up K-Fed on the drop rail. Kelly making her way through here.
So the hits are coming quick here. We're just about 1.5 minutes in here into this 25-minute jam session, and like we were talking about at the top here, it's not about an individual run. Judges are looking for the overall impression out here in this jam session before they determine our podium out here tonight. What a scene out here under the lights, too. The sun's kind of gone down behind the mountain. Fire up the lights here. What an awesome way to cap off day 4 or 5 out here for Dew Tour Copper Mountain 2021.
This is definitely one of the best fan-friendly events. You can see the whole entire course. You get to watch them make their way down, and it's under the lights. It's hard to beat.
So this course actually stays here throughout the course of the season. So it's not like this is just up and then we take it away once this party's over. So Red's Backyard is here and it's open to all, Pete.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. Work on my rail skills.
You can come back next week after Christmas.
I think
just
I might.
A session Red's Backyard here.
I'm really enjoying Copper.
Hang out with Lucy, the Copper dog.
Yep.
Pete Arneson, friend to the animals here at Copper Mountain.
You know, you check out my Instagram. All I'm doing is posting pictures of dogs and you.
Pete's Dogs of Instagram and stories with you and I up here in the booth. Okay, so no action right now, but time continues to tick away on the clock here.
Yeah, that's a long hike back up for each run here. Looks like someone's dropping in right now. Slide to forward there. Making her way into the down flat down.
Taylor Lundquist there.
Frontside switch up. Was McKenna Brown. McKenna Brown. So dropping in switch. The switch on, bringing that one to forward, nice and clean.
With Sky Clark.
There's a front slide switch up of her own there on the down flat down. The rails are sliding nice out here tonight. Go with the frontside 270 on switch 270, locking that one to forward. Mathilde Grimaud. Johanna Keeley dropping in with a switch 270 of her own. Oh, and going down on that.
Just catching an edge there as we are winding down to 4 minutes down, 21 minutes left to go here in this women's ski street style final jam session. See, look at everyone just lined up against the snow fence. They're making their way over from the Dew Tour. Everybody's coming down after last mountain runs. They're like, hey, this thing's still going out here tonight? Sure is. Welcome to day 4 or 5 out here for the Dew Tour. We keep the lights on.
There's Kelly Silderud with a frontside switch up, pretzeling the 450 off there. 270 on from Taylor Lundquist. Backside switch up all the way through that flat down. Nice run there from Taylor.
Hey, look at that. She just pops the skis off and she's just getting ready to make the track back up the mountain right there. So it's a little bit of a hike there. It looks like the course is just, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the course is a little bit bigger than what we had out here last year.
Does seem to be a little longer, a few more options for him.
Yeah, you get a little bit more real estate to work with here. So it's a little bit of a hike to get back up there, especially when you only got 6 or 7 in the lineup out here. See the branding right there, Red's Backyard. So if you're watching this and you're like, you know what, I don't have any plans after Christmas, after New Year's, come on out to Colorado, everybody. Hop on a plane, come to the Centennial State. You can come on and you too can ride Red's Backyard.
Love it. Joanna Keeley. Oh, with the backside switch up, pretzel 270 out.
Do you know why they call it the Centennial State? You want a little history trivia?
Let me know, Jimmy.
It's because it became a state 100 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Makes sense.
There you go. 1876 was when Colorado became a state, hence the name, the Centennial State. There you go. You get to see cool tricks at the Dew Tour and you learn things.
Thank you for that, Jimmy.
See, I try to be a dual threat. So 5.5 minutes down, just under 19 and a half left to play here in this jam session for the women's ski street style final. You know what we need besides a couple of Mountain Dew kickstarts?
What's that?
We need to have like that little conveyor belt that they put at the kiddies runs to just kind of tow you back up to the top right there.
That's a good idea.
There you go.
See what Red can add to his backyard in the future.
Or maybe even a couple of sled dogs that just drag you right back up to the top. That would even work as well.
I do like dogs. There's McKenna Brown. Nice full pull through that down flat down. Sliding that to switch.
Out of Bend, Oregon.
I have to visit Bend, Oregon soon. I like that place.
It's a good time.
There's Eileen dropping in. I got Red Bull helmets confused earlier and thought that was Matilda, but Eileen doing the super fed there on the drop rail.
She had a dominant performance in pipe the other day. Her Kelly Silderud having a bit of a battle there, but Eileen Gu coming away with a big win in the women's ski super pipe final.
And then a second place in slopestyle.
Yeah,
so she's triple threat out
She's been on a run, man. She got a big air win in Steamboat, then she got the pipe win here in Copper for the Grand Prix last week. Speaking of the devil, there's Kelly Silderud.
Taylor Lundquist dropping in, backside switch up on that down rail. Making her way to the down flat down. Front side switch up, pretzel 270. Taylor very consistent out here so far. You love to see it.
So you're no stranger to the judges' booth. You've been in there before. If you had to put this into a ranking situation by what you've seen thus far with this first handful of minutes underway, how would you rank this as of right now?
Well, you know, the few ladies who have landed more consistent, you're looking at Kelly's landed a few tricks, Eileen as well. Joanna Keeley, so they're up in the mix, and they're just looking for consistency and just an overall impression using the whole course, not just hitting one rail, but making their way around and hitting multiple.
Hey, we're going to get some replays here.
Oh, nice K-fed there from Kelly Silderud. The front side switch up continuing too. It looks like that's McKenna Brown on the down flat down with a front side switch up of her own. Taylor Lundquist with that nice 270 onto the down rail. And backing that one up with the backside switch up on the flat down. Joanna Keeley, the backside switch up, pretzeling that 270 out. So stopping her rotation from the one way and then going back the other direction. And Eileen with the super fed, so front side switch up continuing force. A lot of good skiing and a lot of landed tricks so far.
Man, there is still a lot of time left on the clock here in the jam session.
Judges are going to have their work cut out for them tonight.
It's half the judges. It's only 3 in this go.
Right.
So the other half get to crack a Mountain Dew and hang out and watch the rest of this.
I wonder if they Rochambeau'd or flipped a coin.
They had to put some, they put credentials in a hat and someone just had to draw one out.
Well, my guess is that Adam is definitely judging. He kind of gets the short end of the stick pretty often.
Maybe he volunteered for that. Maybe he was like, you know what, I really want to judge street style.
He is a rail guy, so you never know.
See, he might have lobbied hard to make his case to still sit in the booth out there.
I would have. That's why I'm here. I really wanted to be here with you, Jimmy.
See, I love it. I was getting a little bit of separation anxiety after not getting to work with you yesterday in the morning. I had to sit over here and call the women's pipe final with Tom Wallish.
Yeah, that guy Tom loves his heater tubes, doesn't he?
Hey, at least they left the blankets in the booth here.
I'm happy about it. I'm not complaining.
Not at all.
No.
Hey, so getting you to walk that scoring plank again here, a ranking plank.
Oh, Kelly Silderoo swapping like crazy there.
So thus far, we keep talking about how there's a best trick prize up for grabs for $1,000. Where would you put that now? From what?
Right now, that's probably at the top.
Okay.
I mean, multiple switch ups on
See
that
what I did
big
there?
flat down. Way to set me up for that one, Jimmy.
T-ball, buddy. T-ball.
Love it. McKenna Brown threw that down flat down to switch. Very clean.
I keep wondering if we're going to get a shot at DC in that lovely Dew Tour holiday sweater that he was rocking earlier. I don't know if we're going to get to see it tonight.
Might be a little cold, yeah.
He's got to put on the outerwear. He's got to get the moose jacket going.
Nice frontside 450 up there for Taylor Lundquist. Looking good. Great to see some of these other skiers in the mix, not just the ones who have been in the slope style competition, but we have some film skiers and street skiers out here mixing in with them. Here's a look at Kelly Silderoo.
Hey, this is a first for us over here at the Dew Tour Live booth. We get a twofer. We get the 2-box, Pete.
Toyota twofer. There's the backside switch up, continuing switch up, continuing 2 out there. So just hopping around on these rails tonight. What a fun looking setup.
Yeah, see, look, everyone's just hanging out. The party continues out here at Copper Mountain.
Ivana Keeley with a frontside 2 on that C rail. Then making her way across, switch on, frontside switch up, continuing 2. Switch on to the K-Fed there for Yo-Yo.
And the fans seem to love it. We
it.
do have current standings. Look at that. Johanna Keeley, Kelly Silderoo, and Eileen Gu. I didn't think we were going to. I thought this was
making the judges work extra hard tonight. I like it.
I was about to say that I was wondering if we're just going to get the big reveal at the end, but there you go. You ask for mid-jam session rankings, and you get them. We're giving the people what they want, Pete. Well, I guess we're not.
Going.
The graphics department is, but
True.
You and I are just talking our way through.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
There's Eileen Gu. Made her way through on that nice transfer rail up top. Get the hike back up.
She's got a lot going on this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know how
slope
she's still
style
standing.
pipe, and then I know my old legs would have given out long before this, man. But she just keeps going and going and going.
There's a look at Kelly Silderoo up top.
And we didn't get to see Kelly yesterday in the slope style event. Ended up withdrawing from that. Originally, we were told she wasn't going to take her first run. She was going to take her second, third runs, but then actually backed out of those, so glad to see her back in competition out here this weekend.
Nice switch left 270 onto that down rail. And then the front side switch up, pretzel front side switch up. With tons of control. She uses those edges to change direction on the rail, switching up the way she's standing. There's Taylor Lundquist dropping in. The backslide, so the one ski slide, and the backside switch up, looking like she was trying to lock for a pretzel there.
Coming into that first rail with a pretty good clip of speed there as we're approaching the halfway point. So 12.5 down, 12.5 to go here in this 25-minute jam session. One of 4 street style events we got for you out here tonight.
There's McKenna dropping into that top rail. A little slide, trying to get to that transfer. Ooh, dangerously close to taking a rib check there. Luckily saving that one.
Pop the skis off, make the hike back up to the top of the start structure there. So just under the halfway point here. Again, we got women's snowboard street style final coming up later on, and then we're back to men's ski street style and men's snowboard street style coming up at Copper Mountain is our host out here yet again for the Do Tour here in 2021. It's one of the riders' favorite places to be out here, is good old Copper Mountain.
Copper is king right now of Colorado. Breckenridge was always king. Breck fell off. Copper took the reins and they are running with it.
It just became the hub of what's going on.
I love coming here. The half pipe's good every time you come, whether it's, you know, a random Wednesday or a competition. You know exactly what you're gonna get.
These guys just love it. Like, their park builders love building stuff. They really want to test their limits, and I just want to ride at a mountain where their park builders want to test their limits and I want to test my limits.
Yeah, I think snowboard parks in general are sort of a dying breed these days. It's not a cheap thing for mountains to invest their time in. They're one of the last resorts in the United States to provide a 22-foot half pipe year-round. And without them, we'd be struggling to find half pipes.
They really listen to what we have to say, and they want it to be fun for all the riders.
My whole strategy gearing up for the Olympics was to basically come to Copper, ride, and then just stay here.
You can really come here and progress however far you want.
Over time, it's evolved into this thing where they want to be a proving ground for snowboarding.
You know, half pipe in the United States that we can depend on, that we know we're going to get amazing training. I look forward to it every year.
This is the best venue in America, hands down, for half pipe.
Well, who needs Yelp, Pete, when you got those glowing reviews from some of the top athletes here?
JJ Thomas with a
that was harsh right out of the gate.
opinion.
You know
Impressive.
what? I mean, if you're gonna make a statement, make a statement.
Yeah.
He did just that at the top of that feature. But
Let
my goodness,
his opinion be known.
if you ever need anybody to write you a glowing review, you know who to call right there.
Definitely.
But hey, we're glad to be back at it. I mean, you know, Winter Dew Tour had a home in Breckenridge for so long, and then we switched gears last year, February 2020. We came out here, and it was a good time. And well, then obviously the world went through some changes there, so we had to wait a little bit to come back here. But again, thanks to Copper for playing host yet again, and hats off job to the course builders, designers, and builders, and everything that they've done to make all this happen, especially with some snowfall that we had on Wednesday. But let's take a look at some highlights here, Pete.
Yeah, looking back, here's Kelly Silderoo making her way through those rails. There's a look at Eileen Gu with the frontside switch up on that transfer rail. There's a lot of risk there because that is not one solid rail. There's a look at Taylor Lundquist, a film skier out here competing in the street style. Cool to have different people in here. Lots of different skiers. There's Joanna Keeley from Norway, always one of my favorites. Lots of great skiing, lots of landed tricks so far. It's good to see it, and hopefully their legs are hanging in there as they're hiking up there. And
it's the youth, Pete. It's the youth. You're good.
At altitude, too. I would be suffering, Jimmy.
Yeah, we're quite a ways up here.
We are.
You have to take some precautions when you come up here. So if you do decide to come up here and you want to check out Red's Playground, you know, you got to stay hydrated. Stretching is important.
It is.
And yeah. We're just under 8 minutes left to go here. Johanna Keeley in the driver's seat right now. Kelly Silderoo and Eileen Gu. So those are your current standings. However, it is an overall impression, so it's far from over. And let's not forget, as we tick down the remaining 7.5 minutes and some change here, there is still a best trick $1,000 up for grabs. That'll buy you a lot of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, there's a nice 450 out there from Sky Clark on that last rail. Nice and clean, tons of style. Judges are looking for execution out here, and they're looking for difficult tricks.
The cheerleaders are still running. It's after 4 o'clock, man. They're just full throttle out here tonight at Copper.
There's Eileen with the front two, then the switch 270 disaster pretzel 2. So that's what's getting her up on that leaderboard right now. Love to see it. There's Taylor Lundquist.
Good save right there, cheating that one around. We got 7 minutes to go here.
There's a look at Taylor, that backslide. So just sliding on that one ski and then going for that backside switch up. She's trying to lock that maybe to pretzel, but doing a continuing 2 out that time. Kelly Silderoo, a little front side switch up on the down rail. Coming into that down flat down, backside switch up, locking it in the switch. Very controlled, lots of style on that one.
Just so casual and controlled through that down flat down rail, just making it look way too easy.
One of the best rail skiers in the world. Always nice seeing her out here.
It's a walk in the park for her. In this case, it's a walk in Reds Park.
Oh, nice.
So coming up on 6 minutes left to play here in the women's ski street style final.
Kenna Brown sliding that first rail and trying to disaster lip slide onto that down of the flat down, carrying lots of speed.
Judging from that reaction there, she kind of looked like she wanted a little bit more out of that towards the end. She kind of threw her hands up a little bit. It's like,
A little surprised, maybe catching just a little bit of that part of the flat there, throwing her off. As a look at Joanna Keeley up top, our current leader.
You know, the other thing too, we haven't talked about that fatigue factor of like you take a run and then you got to walk back up to the top of this thing and keep doing that throughout the span of 25 minutes with pretty much no breaks.
So look at Eileen making her way through the course. Lots of tricks so far. And then Kelly also with the frontside 4 off the C rail. Look at that. Backing it up with the super fed there.
Getting more paperwork as we continue. Oh, it's another start list.
It's updated for you, Jimmy.
Look at that. You know, I mean, if the full 25 minutes, they don't get a break. We took a break while we were watching the, the highlights there of the athletes talking about Copper Mountain. But while that was going on, the clock kept rolling and they were still skiing.
Oh yeah, still landing tricks.
That's why we came out of that. We had a highlight package right there because like we had to recap what we missed while we were going through that.
And we had a leaderboard switch up. We had the Norwegian skier Joanna Keeley jump up into the lead.
Yes, we did, and we're just under 5 minutes, so we may get another snippet, another look in there at our top 3 standings, and then we'll find out at the end.
Frontside switch up pretzel 2.
We'll find out at the end about our $1,000 best trick winner as well.
Sky Clark there with a nice frontside switch up pretzel 2 on the down flat down. Another nice run from her. I wouldn't be surprised if she jumps up into the mix.
So we're just under 4.5 left to go here. Looking up top, that's Taylor Lundquist. Hey, what more could you ask for on a Saturday night? You got the lights all fired up. Everyone's hanging out down there by the Dew Tour Experience. Everyone's having a great time today. She's like, come on, Copper, let me hear you make some noise out there. I like it. She's playing to the crowd. We're just under 4 minutes as we roll on. Let's check in with the third member of our crew. DC, where are you at, buddy?
Thanks, guys. Hanging out here on the course, watching these women throw down, and we got a beautiful crowd out here at Copper, so there's only a few minutes left, so I want you guys to get these women fired up. Let's hear it for them. Make some noise for these women throwing down out here for you. It's a Saturday. The full moon is about to come out. You guys can get louder than that. Let's hear it for these ladies throwing down. Taylor Lundquist hiking up here. Taylor, how you doing?
So good. Thanks for the hype, crowd.
Thank you for hyping everybody up and killing it out here. If you have not listened to Taylor Lundquist's episode on the Bomb Hole podcast, definitely check that out. But yeah, women are throwing down. Love to see it. Copper Mountain, Colorado. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting. And yeah, keep it up, ladies.
DC not only with the crowd pump right there, but keeping you appraised of the lunar schedule out here at Copper Mountain.
Yeah, I'm letting you know about the bomb hole. We had Chris Grenier out here calling some slope style earlier today.
He's throwing plugs. He's telling you about the full moon coming up later on.
He's one of a kind. He really is.
He is an all-inclusive announcer.
He's doing everything.
So he wears so many hats.
So many hats. He's probably wearing 2 hats right now. Usually it's the bill and then the 1 hat on top.
And possibly 2 sweaters because it is a little chilly out here tonight.
There's a look at Joanna Keeley. Last update, she was our leader. There's Eileen Goose. Switch on to that first rail, coming in hot with the right side 450 on. Disastering down to the down of that flat down.
Okay.
So she's got more in the tank. I don't know how.
Well, yeah, that's youth, man.
Yeah.
Got a couple of 18-year-old, a couple of 19-year-olds,
she is
an 18-year-old.
Running back up.
She is the
She's going to go get
one
that 450.
in the field. See, you have that kind of energy at age 18. You can run back up to the top of the start.
So look at that 450 on, just coming off a little bit early, but going for that big trick out here. Probably one of the biggest ones we've seen so far.
Then again, you know, the judges are looking at an overall impression during the jam session, so we'll see if that shakes up the standings here under the final 2 minutes to go here in this women's ski street style final. We bring back in Taylor Lundquist.
Taylor dropping in, one of my favorite skiers to watch. 270 on, locking that back to switch. I think she wants that 2 pretzel too, so she's going to get back up there maybe for one more go at it.
Say if she hustles, she's got time for one more here. And again, let's not forget, we keep talking about it, we're going to throw it out there because it's extremely relevant. There's a $1,000 prize up for grabs for what the judges deem as the best trick of the entire jam session.
Here's a look back. Sky Clark, frontside switch up, pretzeling that 270 out, so spinning back the other direction. There's Taylor Lundquist with the back 270 with a tail grab there, and then capping that off with a K-Fed. Shout out Kevin Federline with that one. Frontside switch up from Kelly Silderoo, making her way into the down foot down, going for a backside 360 switch up. McKenna Brown with the big disaster to backslide going for it there. Looked like we just had Kelly Silderoo land something big there, a lot of noise.
With that 2-box, that's live on the right side, the top left there, the bigger of the two. That was replay, so Kelly just put something down big. You could hear the reaction from the crowd there. We're under 30 seconds left to go here, Pete.
Coming in hot here, going for the last couple runs. Oh, going for that down, flat down, just coming off a little early. Got 10 seconds left, everyone's last drops. Here's Kelly Silderoo.
Yeah, this is a look back to what went down there. We had the 2-box going there.
Coming into that down, flat down. There's the backside 360 switch up, so she did lace that one. That's definitely gonna be bumping her up.
So Kelly Silderoo making things happen here in the last 30 seconds. I believe we are out of, that should have been it.
Final drops here. Joanna Keeley on course, switch on, backside switch up, oh, and just tipping over a little bit.
Just had to put the hands down to push off for the save there.
Taylor Lundquist making her way into the down rail. 270 on, locking that to switch. She wanted that pretzel too. A great showing, always fun to watch Taylor ski. What a great showing. What do you think, Jimmy?
I mean, awesome 25-minute jam session here, and I mean, the hits just kept coming.
McKenna Brown, look at this disaster to backslide all the way down there, coming in so hot.
You get your replays with this lovely NFL film style background music.
It's nice. Look at that backslide, locking in, just sliding on one ski. So difficult to hold that all the way through. Cool trick. I love it. That was great.
I mean, that was an awesome 25 minutes right there. I mean, it was nonstop action. I mean, fatigue never set in for anyone. I mean, it just kept coming one right after the other.
Some of the best rail skiing we've ever seen from the women out here. Such a cool course. Big features, but very trickable features. So we saw a lot of hammers out here tonight.
You know, and to bring it up again, the fact that this is going to be here all season long and that anybody can come out here and ride Red's backyard, that is absolutely huge. So look at that. When it all comes down to the end, Kelly Silderoo within the last 30 seconds of the jam. Obviously, that was enough to put her in the top spot, so she gets the win here at Women's Ski Street Style. And then Johanna Keeley in second, and Eileen Gu, she's going to be on the podium yet again. That's her third time this weekend. She won Women's Pipe. She got second in Slopestyle. Now she finds herself in third place here. So she
3 for 3 on the podium.
She batted for the cycle out here, Pete.
Good grief. Very impressive.
She got a first, second, and a third out here.
Love it. But great skiing from all the women out here tonight. Huge tricks, very consistent, and the judges paid off and rewarded Kelly Silderoo for that first place.
We have yet to see who's getting the $1,000 for the best trick. That one didn't come up yet. So everybody hanging out down there. They got to clear the course out because we got some Dew Tour live action coming up, and then we've got women's snowboard street style still to come. DC's your Iron Man out here tonight because he's out there in the trenches for all 4 of these events. You and I get to dip in and dip out of the booth here. We'll be back for the men's ski street style event a little bit later on, but look at all the fans out there in the corral area, the Dew Tour experience, still hanging tough out here and just having a good time.
I don't think I'd want anyone else but DC doing that job out there, always getting everyone hyped up.
He's a man of the people. He loves
it.
You know, he always gets you the inside scoop as to what's going on.
Oh, there he is right there.
Yeah, maybe some inside lines on what people are going to do in their runs. He gets you all the injury updates. If you're riding somebody else's equipment, you know, like he manages to just be everywhere at once and always find out what's going on. Not to mention when you're out here in the elements, I mean, it is cold out there. And he's been out there not just for this, he's been out here all day long.
Yeah. Great to see it. Getting a little darker out here under the lights.
It's a whole different animal out here when the sun finally goes down and the lights are up. It's cool. I mean, we've always done street style at night out here at any of the Dew Tour stops in the past where we've had this event. So it's just a different vibe, and I love it.
Yeah, women's snowboard coming up next. That's going to be a great one to watch. And then we're back in the booth for men's ski.
No, we're not done yet. We still have another one to call. Men's ski is going to be a 35-minute jam session, I believe. We have a fluctuating start list on that one. We've got some late-minute additions and a couple of drops there, so we'll keep you posted on that when that time arrives a little bit later on this evening. But look at that. They just cleared everybody out of there. Looks like they got some of the crew out there maybe doing a little grooming around the features there on the course. So we'll take a little bit of a breather here, but right now let's take a look back at some highlights from the women's ski slopestyle final that went down yesterday afternoon, Pete.
There's our second place finisher in the street style tonight, Joanna Keeley. I believe also got second in slopestyle. So great skiing out here this weekend. Oh, third, excuse me. She got third in slopestyle. There's your second place finisher, and third tonight, Eileen Gu.
And first in pipe earlier. Yep. I mean, she ran 2 events yesterday. She had 2 finals yesterday afternoon.
I've been dropping some great spins out there. Very clean runs, always fun to watch, and she's a threat for the top of the podium in every contest. When it came down to it, it was Tess Ledoux ending up in the top spot. Consistent through the rails, lots of styles. Is definitely rewarded for her hard rail tricks. And then so clean through the jumps. That left side 9 there at the bottom, capping that tail grab. Love to see it. Great skiing yesterday. Such a fun show to watch.
That was a stellar performance out of her yesterday. So she stands at the tallest part of the podium in the women's ski slopestyle final yesterday. Also, got to give her a shout out. She took a heck of a knock in one of those runs yesterday and was kind of favoring that left shoulder situation. So sending those positive vibes and well wishes out Tess's way there. But again, she walks out of here with the big win. So that's how it all went down in slopestyle yesterday. And I believe we're going to do the awards here before we move on to Dew Tour Live and into the women's snowboard street style event. DC gets to take care of that duty as well. And it looks like we are ready to go, so let's send it down one more time to DC.
Ready to do this, hand out some hardware. If I can get up on the stage. Copper Mountain, make some noise for all the ladies throwing down out here from street style. Respect. All right, well, with no further ado, let's get to your podium up here. In third place, make some noise for Eileen Gu throwing down. One more time, hands together for Eileen Gu. Thank you, Chris Ortiz, handing out the hardware. In second place, Yo-Yo, Johanna Kelly. Make some noise again for second place finisher Yo-Yo, Johanna Kelly. Norway represent. And your champion out here this evening for women's street style. Show your love for Kelly Silderoo. Hands together for your women's street style champion, Kelly Silderoo, and your podium out here for street style, holding it down on the medal. And we got one more award to hand out to you. Best trick, getting the trophy, getting some bragging rights, and some spending cash too. And that was for a switch lip 2-7 on pretzel 2-7 out, going to Eileen Gu. Congratulations. And let's hear it again. Eileen Gu winning best trick, getting on the podium, killing it this week. 1 half pipe, slaying it over on slopestyle as well. Just podiums on podiums on podiums. Congratulations, Eileen. What do you want to say to everybody out there?
Thank you guys so much. This has been such an incredible week, and I'm super happy I got to share it with everybody.
Well, we're stoked to have you all out here. Thank you all. Hands together one more time for these amazing women.
So taking a look at some highlights here one more time for our first of 4 street style events out here, and what a performance it was, Pete.
Oh, what a great showing. Lots of great tricks landed by these women tonight. Super fun to watch out here.
So that's a wrap here from the ski side of things for now. So we've still got more coming up here from the Dew Tour. Take a quick little break. When we come back, we get Dew Tour Live. Mariah Duran's going to step into the booth right here and talk a little bit about skateboarding. And then we're going to have the women's snowboard street style coming up. So stick around. Lots more to come here from the Dew Tour.
U.S. team right now, I don't think has looked better.
Chase looking good here.
Being able to go to the Olympics and represent Team USA is an amazing opportunity.
All the kids on the team have such individual styles.
Here at Dew Tour this year, it's the second Olympic qualifier of the year, so a lot's at stake. The younger generation, we're more hungry. We're trying to get our names out there. We're trying to make a name for ourselves.
We don't pick our team until right before the games. So everyone you see up there, they're fighting for their spot.
The margin for error is so small. You have to be on your A game every day and always be very focused. What I think impresses the judges the most is amplitude.
Flow is everything.
You have to have the big tricks.
You can't be afraid to go huge.
Honestly, qualifying for it is the hardest part.
The Olympics has this really crazy aura around it and this like very stressful event vibe because it's just so gigantic.
Everyone's really kind of stepped up their game. A lot of girls are pushing it and wanting to just get better and go bigger.
I think being able to hold your composure at the Olympics when it's only every 4 years shows a lot of mental strength.
If you're not on top of your game, you're pretty much not going to the Olympics.
What's up, everyone? My name is Kim Woozy. I am joined here with my very good friends Mariah Duran and Mary Walsh. Welcome to Dew Tour Live. Mariah Duran, such an honor to have you here in the booth with us. Dew Tour athlete, or sorry, Mountain Dew athlete, Summer Dew Tour, legend, skateboarder, Olympian as of this year. How's it going? How's your year been?
Chilling. I mean, this is one of the best ways to end the year, you know? Just chilling, watching the snowboard, skis, just go for it. So sick.
Yeah, I love the Mountain Dew team because we had Sean Malto in here yesterday, and y'all just rip on every board. It seems like the Dew team's pretty special because you guys get to, you know, skate, snowboard, do a bunch of stuff together. I heard you're pretty good on a snowboard. Tell us about that.
I can get down the hill, you know. I can I can get down the hill for sure. No, like it's really cool to kind of just like see like how it kind of translates. Like I obviously know what stance I am, but it's still one of those things that you just want to keep doing to get better at it. You know, it's just different having the board attached.
Definitely.
You know, like when you fall, it's just connected the whole time.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing that's kind of like, you know, different.
Yeah. A lot of skaters have this fear about being attached and not being able to bail, but I feel like y'all are just so talented that, you know, you crush it on any board. So we're about to get, you know, started with women's snowboard street style. The warm-ups are happening. Mary Walsh, editor of Snowboard Magazine, tell us about women's street style. Like, what is the inspiration for this event?
So, I mean, really cool having you here because obviously street snowboarding takes a lot of cues from skateboarding. I mean, as Kim said, being attached is a little bit of a different ball game. I always envy skateboarders a little bit who can kick out because I feel like, you know, the board being attached when you fall is not the most fun thing. But yeah, it takes a lot of cues from that and a lot of inspiration. It's, you know, rails, jibs, just any feature that's not snow, essentially. Do you do any jibbing or anything like that?
Don't really know the lingo.
Rail
riding.
Okay.
Sorry, we call it jibbing sometimes.
I haven't really touched a rail yet. I've done like some roll-on boxes and stuff. I'm
Sick.
still like trying to just get comfortable enough to like be able just to like go for it, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, so not too long ago, we were in Des Moines, Iowa for Summer Detour. It was an Olympics qualifier as well. We're looking at some park highlights. What did you think of that event?
The Olympic qualifier for Detour?
Yeah, for Detour Des Moines.
It was sick. I mean, the park that they built and like they just left it there, that's so fire and so good for the skate community for sure. Yeah, it was really sick. Like once the weather cleared up and we were able to skate, it was super sick. I mean, I see footage of that park now and I'm like, I gotta go back and like skate it at like a non-contest because it looks amazing. It's like huge, really dope.
Yeah, and we're looking at some of the park highlights. So in skateboarding, we have street and park. I think there's elements of both, you know, that translate into snowboarding. I feel like park is a little bit more snowboard-esque because you're going really fast. You have some vertical. But in general, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of translation between skate and snowboarding. And that's what I love about Detour. There's not really that many events that bring both of us together.
Totally, and this is park with kind of the more like bowl walls, stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's huge in snowboarding right now. There's a lot of transition-specific events, and then also, you know, look at like 2020 Detour with modified pipe. You see the double wall rides, the top of the slope course this year. There's a lot of transition elements that get worked in, or even like the first jump in today's slopestyle course. Like always trying to do, you know, training finders or ride things in creative ways, and that's again a lot of inspiration from skateboarding.
All right, and now we're going to check out what some snowboarders think about surfing and skateboarding getting introduced to the Olympics for the very first time this summer in Tokyo.
I think snowboarding was really kind of the test subject for the Olympics. Snowboarding brought that element of, you know, that newness, that sort of kind of younger generation, and that has really kind of opened the door now for other sports.
Snowboarding, skateboarding, and surfing are unique sports to the traditional sports that you see out there.
They have similar like cultures, and to be able to break ground and kind of give a pathway for those other sports to have this platform in the Olympics is a really exciting thing.
Having grown up in Southern California where board sports are just a part of a kid's childhood. I mean, I don't know anyone that didn't surf, snowboard, or skate.
Snowboarding kind of gave those guys the hint, like, hey, get in here.
And it's cool that skateboarding and surfing can kind of learn from snowboarding's mistakes and strengths.
Board sports are just something that are eye grabbers. Everyone's drawn to them, and it's a sport that really anyone can do.
20 years ago, if your kid was a snowboarder, parents would be like, oh no.
And now someone can go to school and say, hey, look, I'm going for this goal, this dream to be in the Olympics for snowboarding, and people kind of can understand that. Hey, instead of saying, no, that's ridiculous, let me support you.
No, snowboarding's a legit sport now, and people know what it is, and they have some respect for it.
All right, we are back here with Mariah and Mary. All right, I want to talk to you guys about, in our sports, there's filming and then there's contests. Mary, you're behind the scenes in both. You've shot in a lot of photos, filmed. Mariah, you also do both. Tell me what the difference is between filming snowboarding and contest snowboarding.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of overlaps, of course. Like, you know, as you know, being an athlete in both, there's in what we're going to see in women's street style, there's competitors who are in slopestyle today who are also going to be hitting the rails tonight. But there's also a contingent of women and men who spend most of their seasons filming, and that's really important. And this is kind of their time to shine because they hardly are involved in the contest scene, and having kind of rail jams and street style events like this gives them an opportunity to compete, win some money, and be, you know, shown to a large audience.
Yeah, Mariah, tell us, what do you think? You've done both, you do both really well. Do you have a preference? Is there a different mindset going into both?
Yeah, I think they're definitely different. Like, contest mindset is definitely different from like street skating, like filming. But I think it's super important to have a balance of that. I think that's like the only way like your skateboarding will get to the next level, because like when you're just out filming in the streets, you have to worry about security guards or like anything like that, all these other factors, whereas like with competing, this is actually built to skate, and like you just have to get over the fear of like doing it under pressure, you know? So I think it's a very good balance, because like a lot of the times like you can kind of just see the style be developed like through that.
Yeah. Speaking of style and shredding, we are getting the women's snowboard street style finals started right now. So we're watching our first rider here. So format, 25 minutes, full-on jam session. We have 9 riders, and it is just overall impression, right? We have the judges taking into consideration style, use of the course, difficulty of tricks, and it's a full-on hike sesh. So whoever has the best cardio is gonna get more turns in. Mary, tell us what we can be expecting from these top women in street style.
Well, right there we have Ari Maroney. She is a great example of what to expect. Right now I see there a little bit 50-50 front lip. You know, these women, a lot of them, as we said, there's a couple here. We have Ellie Wheeler, who else is in it? Lori Blauen, who were in slopestyle earlier, but the rest of these women, they spend most of their seasons filming. They're out in the streets, they're setting up actual proper handrails on stair sets and other spots. And so this is basically kind of really in their wheelhouse to really focus on non-snow rail features and other jibs. So there's Alexis Rowland. She is an incredible rider, really, really technical, as you can see, just the front board attempting the down flat down 2 right there. So Lexi is from Minnesota, and Minnesota is infamous for turning out really, really impressive rail riders on both the men's and women's side, because it's the home of tow ropes, where you can take, you know, 100 laps in like 2 hours, like Trollhagen, Highland Hills. These are the places where riders, it's like proving grounds for people that are really good at riding steel.
Yeah, and I'm definitely a big fan of the street style contest. I feel like this is more of a traditional kind of setup, and it's a little bit more relatable for those of us who aren't elite Olympians, because this is something you could find at like potentially your local resort, this kind of setup.
There's Nora Beck coming in. Sorry, I had to just make sure watching what Nora is doing. She is an East Coaster. Oh, it goes down on the down flat down. Nora Beck's an East Coaster, but she's out of Bend, Oregon, and she is a really powerful rider. But to what you said, Kim, this is really cool because you're totally right. These are elements that we see in parks whenever we're at the hill. A lot of these elements here at Copper are taken from Red's Backyard, which is the park setup that is designed to kind of mimic Red Gerard's actual backyard down the road in Silverthorne.
Yeah, and really cool story about Red's Backyard is that Woodward, 3 different locations have taken that on. It's basically a hike park, and it's making snowboarding more accessible. Right there, we just saw Izzy Gomez.
Dang. If you're watching this morning in slopestyle, you saw Izzy's first Tour showing ever in the slope course, but she's a really, really amazing all-around rider, and she just kind of nailed that line right there. And there's Ari Maroney. Oh, I think we're getting a replay of Izzy's line just to check that out again. Let's look at what the Minnesotan turned Washington native, now Salt Lake college student is doing, I think. And I believe that is Veda Hallen. She is a late addition. Oh, here we go with Izzy. So we're going 50-50 transfer board slide down the down bar, excuse me. And then she's heading to that flat down where she's going to go board slide. Comes off a little bit early, but just getting in her groove. That's a pretty solid line for Izzy.
So Mary, looking at our 9 riders here, who do you feel like is favored to win, or is it hard to say?
Honestly, Kim, it's hard to say. I mean, right there we see Alexis Rowland, who she has an incredibly deep bag of tricks, and she's very, very technical. That was insane. Oh my goodness. That was a switch front board from Lexi Rowland down the down flat down. That's a hammer trick right there. So Lexi's going to pull out that kind of stuff, which makes her a pretty gnarly individual to be going up against. But all of these women have really, really strong tricks. It's kind of a given if you're going to be in the streets or in slopestyle that you have to have a deep bag of tricks on rails.
So much credit to all these riders for hiking too. Like, to me, that just looks like so much work. We got a nice little stair set there going. But that's a part of it, right, when you're out filming?
Oh, totally. I mean, take Nora Beck, for example. So she films all winter, which, you know, for anyone not familiar, means you're literally taking shovels into the streets, finding, you know, stair sets with handrails on them or wall rides or things like that. And you're shoveling to make a small kicker onto the rail. And you're really working all day. So you're getting that cardio in for sure. You know, and in this situation, obviously, that translates so well, you know, without all the manpower to do the setup.
Yeah, tons of respect for all the snowboarders who are out in the streets filming too. It's really a team effort because you got to shovel, you got to build stuff, and there's just a lot of components that go into it.
Yeah, I think the other thing that's really, really cool about street style is that this is really accessible and just easy to watch. You see a big crowd kind of joining everyone down there at the base. Saturday night in Copper. And there's Ari Maroney. So Ari is actually a recent Minnesota transplant. She grew up in Pennsylvania riding Big Boulder. She's a mainstay of the women's snowboard scene. Oh, that was pretty nice. I believe that's Veda. South Lake Tahoe native. This is her first showing at Dew Tour. She is one of the younger competitors, only 16 years old, actually the youngest competitor right now. Little air off the cannon into the drop rail. And that was Ellie, local Copper rider.
Yeah, Ellie Weiler, just first Dew Tour ever. Big shout out, was in the slopestyle contest this morning too.
Here we have Kalia Opal Driscoll. She was is featured in the Uninvited this year. And she is actually from Iowa, not a place known for its mountains, but she, you know, spent the last couple seasons on the road, traveling to other mountains to and street spots and filming. So here we're going to look back at a couple highlights right now. Ooh, 180 on, 180 off. And here's Lexi going, oh man, going into a switch 50-50 before hitting the down flat down. Nora with the transfer. Coming off a little early on the flat down right there. But that's the beauty of a jam section also, is that this is overall impression. So the judges are gonna wanna see, you know, what you're doing for this entire 25-minute heat. It's not just, you know, a certain run. So you have time to kind of warm up, feel things out, try a couple tricks.
Alexis dropping back in.
Ooh. What's really great right now, too, is that we're kind of experiencing a renaissance in women's rail riding right now. The tricks are getting really technical, really challenging. It's kind of a given that anyone, any AM or pro woman is spinning on or spinning off, doing 2.7s, and has a big bag of switch tricks, things like that. Like, the level of talent in the streets as well as in rail contests and slope contests is very high right now. They have Ari with a 50-50 on the down flat down. We call her the nose press queen. She's got a really nice nose press that we might see tonight.
How hard is it to hit a rail, come in and switch?
That's a challenge. I mean, obviously for these women, they're very talented, so they've got to have that on lock. But it basically kind of, I would say, if I had to assign a percentage to it, it kind of doubles the difficulty. You know, the more you do it, the easier it gets, of course, but it's like, as they say, the old analogy, riding with your opposite hand, trying to throw a baseball with your opposite hand kind of thing.
Yeah, and I can barely even just like ride straight on a switch, so I can't imagine like spinning onto rails and off. All right, so we're looking at some highlights. We are about 10 minutes into this jam session. Mary, what has stood out to you so far?
Well, I'm liking Nora Beck is kind of sending it, which is pretty much her usual go-to. I appreciate she's got a lot of power in her riding. Kalia had that one line that was pretty rad, and Isabella is pretty consistent. She's putting down some lines right now, and consistency is key. The more tricks you can get on lock and land them smoothly, that's going to help your score even more than just like a single banger. And of course, the switch front board by Alexis Rowland, that's always a heater. I believe that's Ellie with the, oh, that was a nice front lift right there. And a little tap out, switch, tap out 180. I mean, you can get 20 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but these women have, they're hiking fast. They're sending it.
All right, and we're looking at the current standings. We've got Alexis in first, Veda in second, Grace in third. We are looking for overall impressions, so we still have 14 minutes left. Lots of snowboarding and shredding to be done in those 14 minutes. Yeah, what about this hustle, right? Like the more runs you can get in, the more of an impression you can make on the judge. So pretty much have to drop in, hike back up, and get as many runs in as possible.
Yeah, you want to move quickly. I think probably adrenaline helps. I'm sure. But yeah, you want to go quickly. Luckily, we're at altitude here. It's a little hard to hike in, but there's not too much an incline. A little method from Lexi.
Nice.
Into the front board, 2-7 out. Very cool to see Veda and Grace Warner up in the top 3 of the current standings right now because they're both young up-and-comers who have kind of been turning a lot of heads lately. Grace was a competitor at the Slush Magazine Game of Snow last summer, and Veda is actually just kind of really newcomer on the scene in terms of getting a little bit more exposure, and she's killing it right now. Proper board slide down the down flat down. That tube is getting some love.
All right, and now we're going to check out some highlights from women's snowboard slopestyle finals earlier today. Ooh, that was rough.
So Jamie Anderson, the queen of slopestyle, did not finish on the podium today, but she's still #1 in the running for the American standings for going to the Olympics. And we have the highest finishing American today. That is Courtney from Wisconsin coming down. Courtney Rummel coming down from Wisconsin.
Yeah, things are kind of mixed up this morning, right? There was a little bit of speed issues, but then it seemed like, in general, it was a surprising outcome, would you say?
Yeah, it was an interesting morning with the freezing temperatures. The snow was a bit chalky, and it definitely was providing a little bit of a challenge, but you can see here that individuals like Annie Ricciardi and Zoe Sadowski-Sanat, they were really able to make it work. Here we have Zoe. I mean, she is just a force on a snowboard, and her run was about as good as it gets. This was she had beautiful 900 cleaning up the day, and she finished, I believe, 5 points above the second place Annie Ricciardi, which she still had an amazing run.
All right, and here we are back at women's street style finals. In the middle of this jam session,
Gracie Warner with a proper front board and going 2 for 2, front board to switch. on the down, flat down. Pretty sure Gracie Warner is quickly becoming a lot of pro riders' favorite young boarder. Oh, and Isabella Gomez goes down on that one. But she's been riding really well tonight. It's great to see a lot of these young up-and-comers get the opportunity to compete at Dew Tour. Not only are they in the running for $5,000 for first place right now, which is an awesome prize purse, but just to, you know, have the opportunity to be in kind of this really cool global competition.
Yeah, and it's so important for progression to be able to have more events, more contests, a platform for these riders to just kind of get their reps in and get their kind of contest experience dialed.
Completely. We've noticed in the last couple of years there's a lot of women's projects, women's video projects that have been coming up. Is that the same in skateboarding as well, Kim?
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's been a huge sort of like movement in skateboarding on the women's side as well. And it's been really cool to see. There's, you know, younger and younger girls pushing the envelope for contests, and then definitely filming as well. Instagram has been a game changer, as we all know.
Ooh.
Yeah, Alexis. And it's just so helpful to be able to see other girls pushing the limits and just inspiring each other to get out there.
Big shout out to tow ropes. I feel like that is key for many of these riders, you know, like Alexis and Ari who live in the Midwest, but also this year, tons of riders flocked to the Midwest, to Trollhog and to Highland to get early laps in. It's almost like for rail riders, it's like how the contest riders go to Saas Fee, the rail riders go to the Midwest.
And it seems like you guys were talking about this during the slopestyle event, that the more reps you can get in, the better you can sort of progress, and that seems to be really important to just being able to step up your level of riding.
Totally, it's all muscle memory, right? And in rail riding, putting down proper tricks is really important. Like you want to be squared up to the rail if you're going sideways, things like that. So really getting those repetitions to really nail those tricks down is important.
All right, folks, let's check in with our boy DC down on the slopes. What's up, DC?
Thank you very much, ladies. Hanging out down here with Lexi Rowland. Lexi, how you doing out here tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. The energy is up.
And we got a pretty good crowd out here at Copper Mountain. You've been here before. What do you think? How does the crowd rival when you were here 2 years ago?
The crowd is much better this time.
That's what's up. So you guys hear it right there. Lexi's feeling the love more. Let's show you love out here for the ladies. They got about 9 minutes left. Make some noise for these ladies throwing down out here at Copper Mountain. There we go. Lexi's going to get you fired up.
What's up, party people? Are you ready to rumble? Women's snowboarding! Woo!
Thank you, Lexi. We love you. Much respect. Copper Mountain, show these ladies some love. We got about 9 minutes or so left. So thank you all so much for being here and celebrating with us. We love you.
Lexi Rowland actually just graduated from college like 2 weeks ago, so I'm sure she's extra happy to be here without any finals or schoolwork. We have Lexi and Ellie. A lot of camaraderie in the women's scene. It's really awesome. Even though they're competing against each other for this prize purse, everyone's down to hang, ride, and kind of like push each other forward.
Everyone gets a gold medal for having a blast, which is super important. What's the vibe like out when you're filming? Is it kind of the same deal where you have your crew and everyone's pushing each other, and when someone lands something, you're just like all celebratory mode?
Oh, totally. I mean, it's like a battle in the streets a lot of the times, and you really have to work together to build a spot, make, you know, like I said, make that little jump that you see right in front of the rails to hit something. And a lot of times the spots are fairly consequential, and it's going to take, you know, a little while, a couple hours, maybe, you know, most of the day to land the trick. And so when you finally land it, the crew freaks out, totally loses it. A lot of support.
That's what I love so much about snowboarding and just all of our board sports, is that camaraderie, that friendship. I mean, we're out here competing, but at the same time, you're just pumped when your homies land a trick.
Oh, that was a nice 2-7 out on the flat down. So coming from skateboarding side, obviously you snowboard as well, Kim, but coming from knowing skateboarding competitions and commentating at the Dew Tour this past summer, what's your take on this setup?
I mean, I feel like this is really similar to street skating. You know, it's obviously inspired by it. The jam session I really do love, and it's just, it helps people push, their riding to the next level. Everyone watches each other get stoked. Kind of reminds me of like practice a little bit, where everyone's just kind of vibing out. But to me, it is similar. There's a lot of similarities, obviously rails and things like that. I do have a question for you, though. For snowboarding, like round rails versus flat rails, what is the difference in difficulty?
Well, it really, I don't know, it kind of depends on what the rail is like. If it's a kinked rail, if it's a flat rail, there's a lot of different elements, but obviously and also there's different widths. Like out here you see larger tubes, there's smaller round rails. Obviously a round rail is going to be harder to balance on, but it really also depends on the number of kinks in the rail or if, that kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So complex questions. There's a lot of science involved in the question.
Nuances, physics.
Wow, that was beautiful. Proper style from Alexis Rowland right there. Obviously a favorite. She just has so many tricks in her back pocket. She also podiumed at the Streetstyle in 2020.
Yeah, I think the crowd is hyped to see her back on the podium. I mean, what's not to love? She's a hype woman. She's competing, stopping mid-run to give a shout-out to the crowd.
Totally. Big proponent of women's snowboarding. She's definitely, all these women are very supportive of one another, but Lexi's extra vocal about it, which is rad. So cool to see Lori Blowen and Ellie Wheeler added to this as well, to have that slope element. I mean, this is an entirely different type of contest mentality. But really exciting to have them in the mix. And here I believe we have Nora Beck on course, coming off that flat portion.
The sun is setting here on Copper Mountain. What a beautiful evening. I love the night vibes as well, Mary. Does that change up kind of the difficulty of just snowboarding in general? It's dark. Does it get icier? Tell me what the factors are here at night.
So the darkness isn't too much of a problem because it's lit. It's well lit. But definitely, as things get icier, it can be a little more challenging. In this situation, I think because there's so many people riding these features, they're keeping it a little bit nice. If you get a little bit of that soft snow gets kicked up from their edges and nothing's getting too rutted out because the Woodward park crew is keeping things so fresh.
Yeah, so important to have a solid crew. Here's some highlights from the jam so far. We still have a handful of minutes left. Plenty of time to make an impacting impression on the judges. What do you think so far, Mary, of the riding tonight?
Dang, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to see the ladies kind of sending it. There's been a wide variety of tricks and they're not holding anything back. It's cool.
Yeah, the transfers. Tell me about that. How hard is that to go from one rail to another rail or one feature to another feature?
I mean, anything like that ups the difficulty, because but it also gives you an option to change up your trick if you want. Like if you're going from a transfer from 50-50 to a board slide or a front board, it gives you a little more options and room to be creative. And here we have Lori Blowen, just smooth style on that. Izzy Gomez dropping in 50-50 to 50-50, coming off a little early. Ooh, that was a nice gap. Izzy's kind of the triple threat. She's got really good board control. She can ride rails. She can ride jumps. Pretty exciting to watch her compete right now.
Yeah, and Izzy holding it down for the Roxy team. Roxy team in the house this weekend with lots of amazing riders ending up on the podium. Of course, we got the legend Chloe Kim, Tesla Du came in first in ski slopestyle, Kelly Soldaru in ski pipe. Definitely exciting to see the Roxy team out here. Big shout out to Jenna, Nirvana, our friends at Roxy, helping to make this event happen.
We're actually kind of hoping we're going to see Nirvana Ortinez drop tonight. Nirvana Ortinez now working at Roxy with Dennis Blinsky, but she was filming video parts up until about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, big shout out to Nirvana. They were giving out some free hot chocolate, and they had a cool little warming hut over in the village. So if you guys are freezing, definitely want to check that out after this event.
Little switch up in the current standings right now. It's Alexis Rowland, Grace Warner in second, and Kalia Opal Driscoll in third. Anything can happen during a rail jam, and we have just under 2 minutes left for all the ladies to try and put down their best tricks for the judges. They have Grace Warner going 2-7 off. She's got great style. Do you think there's some style translations between what you're seeing right now and what you see in skateboarding?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I also know a lot of these riders skateboard, which is so sick. I feel like the next generation is just so good on all boards, but I definitely think there's some, translation for sure. And I love the riders that can kind of do it all. Those are my favorite kind of shredders.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree.
Looks like we've got just a minute left here in this 25-minute jam session.
There's Kalia getting that flat to down gap rail, but not quite making it. Coming off a little early on the tube there. That tube has really been a favorite of the ladies. I think that it combines enough technicality where you can really try some cool things.
Also, big shout out to Beyond the Boundaries, BT
Aww.
Bounds. I know Mary and Christine had hosted a ride day yesterday, and what I love about what you guys are doing is that you're helping women basically kind of step it up in the park, Like, that's a hard kind of gap to cross, You got your riding down, you can do some blue runs, but then getting into the park is really intimidating. So I love that you guys go out there and coach and host ride days. How was yesterday's ride day?
Oh, it was awesome. Thanks for the kind words, Kim. Yeah, it's all about getting more women to feel comfortable and confident in the park. And actually, we have a couple of our coaches are competing right now. Ari, Izzy, Lexi, all coach for us at Beyond the Boundaries, and we're riding yesterday. But it was awesome. It was a chilly day, but it was also really a lot of fun. Oh, this is exciting. It looks like we're doing some buddy boarding right now, and Lexi is setting up. Oh, there we go. Who was on top, though? We can't see. Cameraman, help us out. Who just 50-50'd Lexi's board? That was awesome. That's the spirit of snowboarding right there. So I'm not sure who the mystery rider was who hit it, but whoever did, that's got to be some bonus points.
All right.
Wow.
These are really just for the crowd here.
Beautiful front board from Gracie. Oh, man, to the board side. 2-7 off. Grace Warner is killing it. She is going to be a name that we hear a lot in the coming years.
All right, let's check in with DC. He's down in the pit.
Yeah, guys, up here with Nirvana Ortiz, who got called out by Mary Rand there on the call. Nirvana, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Up here, energy high.
That's what's up. So yeah, had a call out. Mary was wondering when we're gonna see you drop in.
No. Leave it to the younger. Got this.
Who's standing out here tonight as far as the most impressive ride? Who slayed it in your eyes?
Oh, I'm pretty biased with Izzy, but there's other girls. Nora out there killing it. Kalia, Lori Boulin. All the girls.
You want to call anyone out? Anything you haven't seen yet that you want to see thrown down?
Ooh, I'd like to see some sort of switch up on the waterfall rail.
Well, I think we're pretty much at time right now, but a switch up on the waterfall rail, if any girl wants to come up here, Nirvana's going to give you $20 if you do it.
I'll buy you a drink. I'll get you a drink if you're of age.
Much respect, Nirvana. And much respect to all these ladies throwing down. Copper, make some noise for them.
All right, we're going to check out some highlights here while the judges deliberate. Was this your favorite trick of the night or what?
Oh, man, it's a tie between this. Oh, it's Ellie.
Yes.
That is awesome. It's a tie between that, but I got to tell you, I love the switch front board, and also Grace's, her 2-7 out leg, that board side 2-7 out was beautiful. So kind of tough choice to pick.
I love that so much. I mean, that's what snowboarding's all about, right? What other contests do you see that?
You guys aren't doing that in skateboarding? Trucks get in the way.
That hasn't happened yet, but maybe. I'll talk to Mariah. All right, so the judges are deliberating once again. Overall impression. We got a first, second, third place winner and a best trick. So we'll have to see what the judges come up with for that one. But overall, lots of smiles tonight. The hype level is high. Good vibes. Copper Mountain. Lots of love here tonight.
This is a really exciting event, too, because it shows a bit of just a glimpse of what's happening in rail riding on the women's side. There's so much excitement, whether it's at contests, in video parts, at women's events, but women are really, really bringing it right now.
I'm excited to see the progression of just jibbing and rail riding in general, because it is something that you can kind of take anywhere and do anywhere. What are some of the hot spots for just kind of street snowboarding and filming right now?
Oh man, well, wherever it snows, right? But with that said, I mean, obviously Salt Lake is a hotbed not only for spots, but for the population of snowboarders who are really into riding in the street. The Midwest, Minnesota is big. You know, there's a lot of European cities with really, really cool features like Helsinki that have been really big in the past. And, you know, sometimes there's some places in Montana and up north that you can get some really good street spots in.
That's so sick. So it's kind of like a way to like snowboard when you don't have ginormous mountains, which is really cool.
Yeah, anywhere that there's a hill and you need to have some steps to ascend that hill in a town or city setting, you have an option for streetboarding.
So we're just waiting for the final results here for women's street style here at Dew Tour 2021 at Copper Mountain. I mean, that was amazing. I'm impressed. That was just so sick to see everyone shredding. I loved especially the camaraderie and just the fun and the smiles that was being had. Mary, what stood out to you in this jam session tonight?
Well, like I said, I think the level of riding is just getting so high on the women's side, and I love to see the girls bringing really clean technical tricks, especially like Lexi, Lori Bluen is great at it, Grace. They're really stepping up the game, and it's really, really rad.
All right. Well, I think personally everyone here is a winner, but the judges have decided who will make the podium, so we're going to go down to DC to find out the results.
Big shout out to Mariah Durand, holding down. And thanks, Kim and Mary, for the call. Copper Mountain, make some noise for these ladies throwing down out here. If you guys love having Dew Tour here, make some noise as well. And we love having you all here. Wow, that's the feedback. Thank you very much for being out here, bringing the good love. All right, we're going to go ahead and get underway here with the awards. In third place, make some noise for Kalea Opal. Come on up here, Kalea, get on stage. Yo, throw your love to Kalea Opal. I was gonna ask, I'm like, am I pronouncing that correctly? I'm so sorry. Kalea Opal, respect, third place.
Everybody outside, when I pull up outside all night though.
And in second place, let's hear for Grace Warner.
Oh, now you wanna spill, oh, now you wanna spill, oh, now you got the bill, that's true though. Oh, now you got the gas, oh, now you wanna laugh, oh, now you need a cab, that's true though. All you do is talk, I ain't got shit to say. Can't no one get in my car, I don't even valet. Long discussion.
Yeah, let's hear for Grace Warner.
You just wanna ride, you just wanna talk about politics, Chicago.
Kalea's coming out of Iowa originally. Anybody from Iowa out there? All right. Grace is coming out of Michigan originally. Anybody from Michigan out there? Oh. Yeah, Midwest loves Colorado. Thank you guys. But there can only be one champion tonight for the 2021 edition of Dew Tour Women's Snowboard Streetstyle. And that representative is coming out of Minnesota. Who's from Minnesota out there? Make some noise for Lexi Rowland! She was here with us back in February of 2020, right before the whole world went upside down on its head. Stoked to be back on the top spot tonight. Make some noise one more time for Lexi Rowland and these amazing ladies up here. And we got another trick to hand out. What's the cash prize on this one too? Because we gotta take part in the 10% bill as well. But best trick for a 2-7 on, 2-7 off is going to Lexi Rowland.
All right, and that is a wrap for women's street style here at Dew Tour 2021. Big shout out to Alexis, Grace, and Kalea for taking home those podium spots. That was an amazing finals. Next up, we have men's ski and snowboard street style, so don't go anywhere.
I think it's crazy, those dudes that are out competing 20, 30 times a year. So it's pretty rad to be a part of it because like I ski a pretty different way than those guys. Little ham and cheese croissant. Deli belly, first go here. Just getting the day started. I'm Will Berman, 29 years old, live in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. From Chicago originally, moved out to Colorado when I was 12 years old. And that's kind of when skiing really picked up for me and got super interested in that and haven't been able to stop ever since. So this is home to me and just fortunate to be up here middle of summer doing my thing. Yeah, stoked for a good day up here. Grabbing a little breakfast right now, heading over to Woodward Copper, do a little bit of skiing, and then hopefully this weather holds up and we're gonna head over to Leadville, do a little fishing in the afternoon. So see if the weather holds out for us and hopefully have a good day about it. Got the barn. What up? You're going wakeboarding? Hell yeah!
Toes are eating asphalt.
Yeah, we're just gonna go park in Union Creek, walk over, get our temps taken, sign the COVID papers. Hi guys. How we doing? Pretty good. Ready for round 2 today. I'm feeling pretty healthy, so.
Happy to hear that. Go ahead, take your temp.
We're good to go. Everyone's healthy and time to go skiing. We're about to drive up Copper right now. About to head up to the little summer park, Woodward. Got the boys in the back here. You got it! You! Parks look pretty good. I've done Dew Tour. I actually started in a couple slope styles way back, but figured out that wasn't really for me, and I started focusing more on my video parts and stuff like that and filming with level 1 and faction skis. That went pretty far. We had a couple great years of traveling and filming, and then once Dew Tour introduced the street style, that's when I kind of started coming back and doing that because that's kind of my area of expertise, I guess you could say. Been doing it, I think, every year since it started in Breck on Main Street. Let's do it. I coach skiing part-time during the winters. I'll coach for Team Breckenridge. Actually, the guy who runs the program over there is the same guy that was my coach when I was 16, and now he gives me a job, which is pretty rad. I also work for Welsamont Gloves. Most people know them for their work gloves. They've been around for over 110 years, since 1907, making leather work gloves, and I've been working with them the past 4 years, introducing a line of ski and snowboard mitts and gloves, getting them into the snow industry. And we got some of our athletes out here, so I kind of play team manager role as well as athlete and help with some marketing and events as well. So super fortunate with that, and got a couple of our guys out here repping some of the new stuff, and been going super well. Yeah, we'll head down, link up at the bottom, and grab some food and go from there. You bet. Rigged up. Not ideal fishing conditions today, but gonna try to make it work. When you're out there, you're not thinking about anything else, which is how I feel when I ski too. All right, we're going for a walk. Yeah, oh yeah, there's fish in there right there for sure. We should walk way down though. Oh yeah, one guy right, oh, we should go up there. Yeah, so kind of my summer gig is I'm a fly fishing guide up in Steamboat Springs. Just recently started doing it, but been working in the fly fishing industry for a couple years and got super into fly fishing probably about 7-8 years ago from a bunch of my good buddies from Steamboat that were super into it. Naturally, I fell for it as well. And like I was kind of saying earlier, it's like pretty similar to skiing, and be able to have something both seasons is super nice, and it's equally as fun and equally as exciting for me to fly fish than ski. So yeah. All right, think I'm gonna try a new spot. Not happening right here. All right, we gotta get one here for sure. Yeah, the new street style at Copper is great. Like I said, I live here in Summit County, and having it home is awesome. And any chance I get to ski with some of those other contest guys is great, because we're kind of on different programs. So having a contest that allows skiers from like all different backgrounds to ski together is pretty cool. And I'm kind of out of my element in the comp scene these days, but I still enjoy it. I think it's crazy. Those dudes are out competing 20, 30 times a year. I just saw one. Let's see if he'll eat it real quick. Oh! Of course, the bug I took off probably would have been the one to use now. It's a battle for the fish right there, dude. It's crazy, like, it's definitely taught me a lot of patience over the years too. Just being able to chill, and I don't know, if you really think about it though, there's so much going on with fly fishing. It's like not, it looks chill when you know what you're doing, but there's so much going on that it's really not that chill. And then if you hook a fish and there's a million things going on at once, and it can get pretty intense. You see him? Who sees him? Someone find the fish for me. There was one. That's a dope little brown though. Man, what didn't we do? We went skiing, we went fishing, we had a great lunch, and yeah, just winding down. Just appreciate you guys following me out here, checking out Colorado summertime.
Well, Pete, that's what I call operating on the fly right there.
Oh, I love it.
Just
hooking big ones out here at the Dew Tour, Jimmy.
Stringing us along with a little teaser right there on the river. But enough about fishing. Let's talk about this street style course out here. We are back in the booth. Chippy Coleman here alongside Pete Anderson. DC's going to be out in the field once again. Iron Man of the weekend. He's out here all day long from 8 a.m. until the wee hours of the night. Doing all the sideline duties. You see the pipes getting cut right there in the background. We got a big day on the pipe. It's all snowboard in the pipe to cap us off for the 5th and final day of action here at the Dew Tour Copper Mountain 2021. But here on the street style course, we've got the women's ski street style event in the books, and now we get to do this for the men's field. So it's a 35-minute jam session this go around. And well, if you didn't watch the earlier one, you're just tuning in here. This one is overall impression. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's your usual podium. However, there's a bonus prize up for grabs. There is $1,000 here for the best trick of the jam session. So it looks like we're down to 12 here on our start list, as you can see right there. And it is Team USA heavy out here for this field, Pete.
But some very prolific names there with Phil Casabon, legendary skier out here. Love to see some of these guys in the mix that aren't necessarily in these contests, but more film skiers. So it'll be really fun to see what they have for us tonight.
So 11 in the field, 35-minute jam session, top 3 overall impression, and again, that prize for best trick, you're walking out of here with an extra $1,000. So not a bad way to cap off a Saturday night out here at Copper Mountain. And yeah, it's a whole different animal when the sun goes down and the lights come up, and it is a party vibe out here on the mountain. So glad to be back out here for our 2nd year of Dew Tour out here at beautiful Copper Mountain. So thank you, Copper, for playing host yet again. Look at that beautiful carving there into the snow with the logo and the green lights. It's festive, Pete.
It is. It's cold out here, but we have a hot course out there, Jimmy.
It's dual purpose. It's Dew Tour and it's holiday branding right there. It's Dew Green and it's Christmas all rolled into one. How do you like that? We're underway. It's a 35-minute jam session, so here we go. Overall impression, hopefully getting you on that podium, and somebody's getting $1,000 for the best trick.
Getting things going. Looks like that might be Will Berman, little butter off the side there. We just saw a little piece from him up at Woodward here at Copper, and then hooking big ones down in the stream below. Looks like that's Cal Carson with the 270 on, into the switch 270 to the flat, bringing that one out switch as well. Tons of style. One of these guys out here always with some of the best pants. There's a look at that 270 onto the drop rail there. Like Bill Casabon, open jacket style.
I was going to mention that. Just full open jacket with the stees there on the rotation.
Dropping in next. That's Jack Finn out here with the big 450 on, pretzeling that one around.
Much to the liking of the crowd right there. Hangs on to that one.
Locking that one in on his surface skis, bringing it around. Tucker Fitzsimons with a switch to pretzel too.
See, everybody's all fired up. They think, you know what, sun's gone down, we don't have anything else to do. They're like, oh no, wait, Dew Tour, still doing this.
Look at that crowd.
Yeah. Like if you've come out here on vacation and you didn't even know that this was going to be going on, you've got your whole Saturday full here tonight thanks to the Dew Tour.
Well, what a great venue here with Red's Backyard, right in the village here at Copper.
Yeah, and this isn't going away, by the way. This stays here all throughout this season. So if you're watching this at home and you're like, hey, you know what, I need a vacation, I'm tired, I'm cooped up at home, come on out here because you too can come out, you can ski or snowboard here on Red's Backyard.
Keegan Kilbride there with the nollie. One of the most stylish skiers in the world. Very different skiing style than anyone else. So unique. Great to have him out here.
So as we get deeper into this jam session here, we will see some replays and no scores. It's just kind of a live ranking, if you will, from our judges panel.
It's a backside 360 switch up from A-Hall to the switch 2 onto that down rail. So Alex Hall with that 2nd place in slope style yesterday, coming out here, gonna do some rail tricks.
Trying to make his case to get on that street style podium out here tonight.
Canadian Max Moffett dropping in, backside switch up, trying to lock that pretzel in. So he'll hike back up for another one, see if he can get that. There's a frontside switch up to the K-ped on that transfer rail. Backside switch up, pretzel 270 out. It's like maybe Colby Stevenson on that one. There's the right 270 on. There's Cal Carson, lip 2 to the flat, bringing that one out switch. Man, they are just dropping back to back to back here.
It is non-stop action here. We've only gone through 3 minutes, and I
love it.
I feel like we've been doing this for 10 minutes right now. I mean,
see if they can keep this pace.
Pick your highlight reel as of right now. Not to mention, I mean, once you get down to the bottom, you got to hike back up to the top of this thing. But everyone's just sending it right now in the early go here of this 35-minute jam session for men's ski street style final.
There's a look at the top. Dropping in there.
Running out of real estate. They're going to the snow fence.
Japan to tranny on the back there. Looks like maybe Pete Kukov dropping in. Different approach there with the 50-50. There's Tucker Fitzsimons with a switch 2 on that drop rail. And they are just back to back to back here, trying to get as many hits in as possible in this 35-minute jam session.
And again, it's not about an individual line or individual trick. It's over. However, that will be for the best trick, but still here to try to get on the podium. It's all about the overall impression, the scope of what you do within this 35 minutes is what the judges are looking at.
There was Jack Finn out here from Andover, Massachusetts, doing it for the surface skis there. There's the switch 270 on transfer. Backside 2 out. Very difficult line there. Backslide. Oh my gosh. Pretzeling that one out. Alex Hall. That was a mouthful.
Just right there with the old meet and greet with the snow fence and the fans right there. That's like the Lambeau leap right there.
You are up close and personal here. There's your winner from yesterday's slopestyle, Colby Stevenson, with the K-Fed there on the drop rail. Unbelievable skiing from those two guys yesterday and tonight so far. There's Cal Carson with the lip 2 on, locking that one in the switch.
I mean, in this first 5 minutes, we have not had a lull in the action at all. So 5 minutes down, 30 left to go here.
Oh, Keegan with the Nolly 270 lip slide on there. Tons of style. Pressing those skis out. Judges have their work cut out for them with this one tonight.
And it's half the panel, only 3 of the judges that we've used out here this weekend for the ski side of things. So 3 judges surveying the action here while we take a little bit of a break right here. The clock will keep running. They'll keep skiing. But right now, let's take a look back at action earlier in the weekend. This was yesterday. Let's take a look at some highlights from the ski slopestyle final. Actually, we're going to get a 2-box. We're going to see highlights, and we're going to be able to keep tabs on what's going on here in Streetstyle, Pete.
Yeah, what an unbelievable final. It cleared up enough, and the speed was right. Nick Gebber there with the 3rd place position. Great skiing from him. And there's Alex Hall. He's competing tonight as well, showing off his rail skills there, getting 2nd place in slopestyle. There's a look at his last jump there with the 16, bringing that one all the way around the switch. And then your winner from slopestyle, Colby Stevenson.
With the party jacket, as you dubbed it earlier in the week.
I mean,
it was good look.
It is a great jacket. It's a great look, and he skied so well yesterday. We're looking to watch him ski these rails tonight as well. There's a look back at his last trick with the switched up 14 stale fish. What an unreal contest. Great weather, great course out here at Copper.
Yeah, and it was a rough go in the qualifying round. They had a field of 26, and they cut it down to 10. And definitely the course was running slow there. We saw a lot of the athletes were having a tough time clearing the knuckles of the landings. But speed was not an issue yesterday in that final. And it was one to watch out here. Look at your current standings. Alex Hall, Cal Carson, and Tucker Fitzsimons are 1, 2, 3 here as we are at the 28-minute mark as of right now. So 7 minutes down, 28 left to go here in the Streetstyle final. And again, don't forget, we got that $1,000 up for grabs for our best trick, which we will not find out till the very end once DC does the awards.
Alex Hall with the big back 6 off that up rail.
My imagination, just get some reggae horn in your headset.
Reggae horn.
Someone's having a good time in the production truck there.
Less up out here. The switch 2 on to flat again from Cal Carson.
Hey, it's Saturday night. Why not? Let's have
Saturday night at Copper. Gotta love it. Oh, Colby Stevenson making his way through, switching up with a switch 50-50 on that down rail, locking it back to switch.
I mean, wasting no time. I mean, down to the bottom and then just right back up to the top here. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, the judges, though you mentioned this before, they definitely have their work cut out for them.
Max Moffitt there, transferring over, continuing that 270 out. Backside switch up on that down flat down, but just coming off a little bit early.
It's all right, lots of time left still.
Keegan getting a little loose out there.
Look at how many people are packed in down there. That is the backside of the Dew Tour experience, all the different sponsor tents right there. So everyone's just been hanging out. People that are just here to watch, as well as all the people that have been snowboarding and skiing out here on the mountain all day long. The party continues. Look at all that on the backside of the course over there. I mean, they're all along the snow fence up there going up to the bottom of the pipe corral. I mean, it is standing room only out here tonight. Not like there's any chairs, but you know what I mean.
Fair point.
I mean, you could bring your own chair. We saw some people
doing that. I think up on that ledge would be the best place to watch. You get a good view of the whole course from above.
And, you know, just go down to the lodge, grab one of those stools, and just plant yourself out there.
Not a bad idea.
Grab an ice cold Mountain Dew kickstart, just kick back.
It might be frowned upon though. That Nolly
it's
270.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission in those kinds of situations.
I don't see why not. You know. Big shout out to Phil Cassabon out here. My favorite skiers in the whole world. Used to compete in the Dew Tour in slopestyle, now out here doing it for street style. Inducted into the New Schoolers Hall of Fame last night. It's a big honor for him, but great to see him out here skiing.
So as we are working our way towards 10 minutes elapsed with 25 minutes left to go here in this men's ski street style final. Keep in mind, we still got the men's snowboard street style final still to come. Right now, we're going to take a look at some highlights of the action we've seen here thus far.
So look at Cal Carson dropping in on that down flat down, doing the switch 270 to the flat. So clearing that first down, locking in. There's a look at Jack Finn with the 450 pretzel 270. And then Alex Hall, tons of style, creative tricks. And there's Max Moffitt working on that top rail section with the transfer. So lots of skiing, lots of different lines so far. Everybody hitting all these different rails, pretzeling off. So it's still 25 minutes left.
It's the magic of television production. You get to do things like that right there where you can see the highlights, but you can still see the live action going on.
It's like a Toyota twofer.
Ooh, see, there you get. You're working on all kinds of new branding throughout the course of the weekend. You are a team player.
Switching up all the way through that down flat down and hitting that up rail into it.
You're gonna have to move that snow fence back a little bit.
Be like Aaron Blunk and just go through it. Big shout out to Aaron Blunk, second place today in men's super pipe. Backside 360 switch up, Max Moffitt pretzeling it. I'm counting that one.
You count that as a make?
I'm counting that one.
Marketing, Donnie.
I'm not judging, but I'm counting that one, Jimmy.
So with 24 minutes left to go, it's Alex Hall, Tucker Fitzsimons, and Phil Casaubon, your 1, 2, 3 as of right now. So those rankings are changing up just a little bit.
Yeah, we saw that in the women's contest as well. The top three switched up quite a few times before the end.
Well, then Kelly Silderu made it happen when she switched up with the last 30 seconds left to go there on the jam session clock.
Tucker Fitzsimons doing what Kelly Silderu did in the women's contest with that backside 360 switch up. He pretzeled that one out. There's a look at Phil Casaubon dropping in. A little truck slide there. Locking that one in the switch. Pete Kukov out here. Colorado Lope Dog. There's the nose butter 450 on. And Cal Carson dropping in. We have multiple people on course at once. Backside switch up, pretzel 450 off. Cal Carson trying to get back up on that leaderboard.
Still lots of time left here, Pete. We're still at just under 23 minutes.
Oh, both ways 360 switch ups. That's Sam Zahner. So going backside 360 switch up and then into the bottom rail with the front side 360 switch up.
Yeah, we're not even at the halfway point yet, so there's still plenty of time left to go here. Get the little snow stairs cut out right there. Nice job by the course members out here. Hats off, fellas. There you go. Picture in picture yet again. Replays on the left. It's live action on the bottom right with the NFL Films music underlay. Pete, take it away.
Great to see it. Lots of big tricks so far. There's a big disaster. So taking off from the lip back behind, gapping all the way to the down rail. Jack Finn. A front side switch up. There's a K-Fed on that transfer there. And then the backslide pretzeling that 270 out. Colby Stevenson. So lots of skiing. Look at that transfer having to jump all the way over and clear the front of that rail. It's lots of high risk. So Alex Hall out here. It's fun to have a big mix of skiers. We have guys who competed in the slopestyle, but we also have guys who just film out here. Flip off there. A little misty. Oh, going down in the corral.
Into the snow fence. Look out.
There was Max Moffitt there.
It's a hot course down there if you're on the snow fence, ladies and gents. Hot course. By the way, it's 70s NFL Films music. I keep waiting for like a little superimposed shot of Joe Namath.
I like it.
Or Terry Bradshaw. Have you won any of Terry Bradshaw's money?
No, I haven't tried yet, but I sure hear about it a lot.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
He's stingy. He doesn't want to give that stuff up. Yeah. Enough about football. We got 21 minutes left to go here in this street style final.
Keegan Kilbright disastering, gapping all the way to that last down. There's Tucker Fitzsimon, frontside 360 switch up of his own, going for the backside 360 switch up on the up rail to down flat down.
It's kind of exciting there with the picture-in-picture. You know, you get the highlights, kind of recap stuff while you still see what's going on.
There's Colby Stevenson backslide, switching up to the down there. Looked like he was trying to get a pretzel. see if he can do that. There's the backside switch up there from Phil Casaubon, lacing that one up. Getting some speed, transferring over that to the one ski 50-50. Pete Kukov locking in on that one.
Well, that one definitely got the fans going right there. So Alex Hall, Tucker Fitzsimons, and Phil Casaubon. Rankings as of right now, as we are just past 15 minutes down with 20 minutes left to go here.
Oh, going down on that frontside switch up, just slipping out a little bit. Oh, there's DC's full moon coming in.
Look at that. That's kind of spooky.
A little spooky.
I didn't even know it was going to be a full moon tonight until DC said anything earlier. I mean, I guess we could have asked the Space Force guys. They have their finger on the pulse of that stuff.
Yep. Black holes and everything, Jimmy.
Gamma rays, solar flares, and the lunar schedule.
The lunar schedule. So we're about just under 20 minutes left.
We're almost to the halfway point here.
The pace has slowed up a little bit. They have to hike all the way back up to the top after every hit. These guys are used to it. Great course out here at Copper Mountain for the Dew Tour Street Style Finals.
Kind of stacked up a little bit there. Almost a street style traffic jam going on up there in the start structure.
Alex Hall with a backside 360 switch up of his all. Switch 270 on, continuing back for Alex Hall, trying to mix up that leaderboard. I think he just did it.
So the full moon is rising, and it's getting weird out here on the street style course, Pete.
Love to see it. There's a look back at Cal Carson with that pretzel 450. Keegan Kilbride, tons of style, gapping on that disaster. And there's a look coming up here for the one ski 50-50 here for Pete Kukov. Look at him lock that in. Just sliding with one ski on that rail, very difficult. Lots of tricks so far. Backside 360 switch up seems to be a popular one.
If there's a full moon at the Dew Tour, does that mean that the Yeti turns into a werewolf?
I'd be a little afraid of that.
We might have to get DC to get us a report on that.
So front side, going down on that front side 360 switch up on the transfer there, Cal Carson.
Hey, speaking of DC, we're going to take a little break here in the action and check in with him. DC, what do you got going on?
Thanks, guys. I'm just, enjoying a full moon rise, walking up the course. Alex Hall's on my right. What up, A-Hall?
Feeling tired.
I'm making you talk while you hike. I'm such a jerk. You having a good time out here tonight, though?
It's amazing skiing with all the boys out here. Couldn't be better.
How was it last night getting that Skier of the Year award?
Oh, I'm so hyped, so stoked on all the support, and yeah, it means a ton to me.
Right on. Let's see if we can keep this going all the way up the steps here. Really wear you out, but I never mess with anybody that I didn't like. What's you gonna throw down for us on this next one?
No clue.
There you have it, no clue. Get some, A-Hall.
Well done, DC.
He just wasn't letting go. Like, you know what? I'm just going to follow you all the way up the stairs. You could have at least done him a solid, DC, and like picked him up, put him on your shoulders, and
or at least
carried him up.
His skis
carried him up like a Sherpa. Yeah, or at least carried his skis for him. Oh my goodness! So we're past the halfway point here. We got 16 and some change left to go here in the men's ski street style final. So we're almost due for a rankings update here. We'll have to see. We've seen it a couple of times out here. And don't forget, we got that $1,000 best trick prize still up for grabs.
Jack Penn going for that nose butter 450 on again. See if he can get that one in the books. Bidding for that best trick out here tonight. There's the front side 360 switch up on that transfer, jumping all the way over to that down rail. It is not set up in a line. It's off to the side. So having to jump all the way over. That's Cal Carson. The 50-50 on the up rail, Colby Stevenson coming into that down flat down. 2 on, coming off a little early there. About 15 minutes, just over 15 minutes left. Tucker Fitzsimons coming into that bottom feature. There's a right 270 on, pretzeling the 270 out. I mean, almost taking out a photographer there.
He's been in those top 3 standings the last couple of times we've looked in on it. So again, with the judges looking for overall impression, and we're past the halfway point, he's definitely making a case here to stand on that podium.
He's one of the only guys that's made his way to every feature so far. He's kind of getting a trick on everything, showing that overall impression. Well, there's Max Moffitt almost tipping over again and pulling an Aaron Blunk.
So again, if you're down there on the fence line, it is a hot course.
You never know. Oh, there's the back 8 from A-Hall. Switch on, frontside switch up, pretzel 2.
See, now we're kind of back to that original pace. Like the hits are coming to give it a little bit of a lull right there, and now it's like we're back at it.
Well, they had DC up top. I think he pumped up the boys, got everyone going.
That's all it takes is a little crowd check. DC walking up the stairs, just checking out on everybody, and here we go. We're right back at it for the final 15 minutes.
Keegan Kilbride with the switch 50-50, then switch on to that down flat down. So unique take on that one. Much harder to slide 50-50 as a skier because you're not sideways using both edges. It's a lot harder to lock onto that. There's the switch on. Cal Carson going for that front side 360 switch up again. Switch on backslide, a little back swap at the end. So Cal definitely trying to mix up that leaderboard as well. Also one of my favorite skiers to watch. Great street segment this year. The child labor movie. There's the back swap there. Phil Casabon, legendary skier, tons of style. Going for the front side 5 swap, trying to 540 swap on that top rail. Sam Zahner already lacing up the 3 swap, now going for a 5 swap, so upping the ante out here.
So we're just under 14 minutes left to go. Don't forget, we've still got men's snowboard street style final still to come. We'll have the award ceremony immediately following this ski street style final. The hits just keep coming out here on the 4th night out of 5 here at the Dew Tour Copper Mountain 2021. The party under the lights continues with 13:35 to go here in this jam session.
It's Tucker Fitzsimons with the backside 360 switch up to the flat on that down flat down. Jack Finn dropping in. Oh, and just losing a shoe in between those 2 rails. So he'll hike back up for another one. Coming into that bottom rail feature with the broken slide. Haven't seen that one in a while. Laying down that back edge. Shout out to the Gagnes with that one. Making her way into the bottom of the left side 270, unlocking that in the switch. And Colby Stevenson up top with the backside 360 switch up, trying to lock that back to forward. And then the left 270 on, front side 360 switch up on the down flat down. So mixing it up.
It'll be interesting to see once we get another look at the current standings there, see if that's changed up at all in the last 6-7 minutes or so of this jam session.
Alex Hall, front side switch up. Front side switch up again, continuing with that K-Fed out. A-Hall lacing tricks out here tonight. There's that front side swap there from Cal Carson. Coming in, switch to that bottom rail, switch on forward, a little bit of lay down style.
All right, so we are at 12 minutes left to go here.
There's Alex Hall with the backside 360 switch up. Pretzel, oh, we got a Misty off in the bottom there. Max Moffitt lacing up a run on that bottom screen. So he's definitely trying to jump on there, maybe into that best trick conversation with those judges. Now there's a look back at Tucker Fitzsimons with the 2 pretzel 2 on the drop rail. So he's in the mix as well. And then Alex Hall spinning like a top with the back 8. So full pulls there from those guys. I am really glad I'm in the booth tonight with you, Jimmy, and not deciding who wins this contest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to take account for, especially with how fast the action keeps happening out here. Again, highlights on the left, live action on the right as the clock continues to wind down as we are reaching 11 minutes left to go here.
It's a hot course out there.
It is a hot course, and it's getting hotter as we work towards the final 10 minutes.
It might be a chilly night, but it is a hot course out here at Street Style.
Listen,
you love to see it.
You don't even need mittens out here.
No.
Just stand by the snow fence and just let it rip.
Just put your hands up, and that hot course is just going to heat you right up. Get to see some more skiing here. Just over 10 minutes left.
We have a change. So it's Alex Hall, Tucker Fitzsimons, and now Max Moffitt finds himself in that top 3.
So Max doing that misty out of that top rail and lacing the rest of that run, jumping into 3rd position.
Let's not forget about that best trick prize.
There's Keegan Kilbride dropping in, taking a creative line through the top section. Tons of style. Backside switch up on that one. Little surface swap, so not actually jumping, just sneaking those tips around.
Well, we are down to our final 10 minutes here.
Colby switch 270 on back swap, pretzeling the 270 out. Absolutely effortless. Colby Stevenson wants to get up on that leaderboard with that one. And Cal Carson making his way into the bottom. Backside switch up, locking in. Oh, going for that pretzel, but not quite getting it. He'll hike back up. He might be having the record on hits tonight. He's getting up there a bunch. 50-50, gapping to the down. Pete Kukov.
Well, let's check in one more time with DC as we're working towards 9 minutes left to go. DC, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hanging out up here at the top of the course with some of the G's in the industry, and they want to do some call-outs out here. So we're going to start with Cody LaPlante. Cody LaPlante, what do you want to see?
We all want to see Alex Hall do a flip.
Alex Hall, we're getting a call for you to do a flip. Willie? Not on this one. All right, Burke Irvin, what do you want?
Yeah, I mean, back to what Cody said, the flip would be huge for us. I see Colby hiking up right now. I'd really like to see a flip out of him. But I don't know. We'll see if he has it in him or not for this next run.
All right, we got Sean Fitzsimons. What do you want? You got your brother in this mix.
I want to see Tucker do switch lip, Pretz 4. I might have butchered that.
There we have it. Willie Borum, what do you got?
I want to see Alex Hall do a flip.
Another Alex Hall flip. Hunter Hess, you got something there for us?
I got all my money on Alex, but I also want to see him do a flip. Probably a front flip, but we'll take just about anything. I don't know, the sides of these lips are looking really good. The up rail's looking good. We have lots of options. He could do it here anytime.
Well, we're getting a lot of calls for flips out here for Alex Hall. So I think that's the number one thing. Let's check in with one of the competitors, Colby Stevenson. What do you want to see, brother?
I want to see a fast slide.
A fast slide? What about Alex Hall doing a flip?
Alex Hall doing a flip is always a good time. He's so tall, it's a lot to be flipping around.
All right, Alex Hall, they want to see you get inverted. Copper Mountain, make some noise for these guys.
Flip. You might have to get the chant going with the crowd out there, DC. You ready? You think you got that one in you, DC? The flip chant?
Oh yeah, we can get a flip chant.
We got 7.5 minutes. Why the heck not? We got a full moon. Why not get a flip chant?
I think we should get a flip.
I mean, I'll have to check with the HR department on the rules, but why not? Let's do it.
Give me a second. Let me get down into the crowd.
You take all the time. Well, you got 7 minutes and 18 seconds, but all the time you need within that window, DC.
Get those people going, DC.
If you got to hand out a few kickstarts, I think we have some over here in the DTL booth.
Colby Stevenson on course right now. 270 on, frontside 360 switch up.
So we're under 7 minutes left to go here. If you're just joining us, we're live at Copper Mountain for Dude Tour 2021 Men's Ski Street Style Final, our third of 4 Street Style Finals out here tonight. It is an all Street Style Saturday night.
Flip. No, not on this one.
I don't know if they can hear us.
Oh, Alex Hall 270 on, locking that back in the switch. That's not a flip, but we'll see if we can get him to do one. Front flip preferably.
I like how they all just lined up for that one. Oh, yeah, I'd like to see a flip.
There's always got to be a flip guy in a rail gym. Someone just does a front flip out of nowhere, ignores all the rails.
I mean, it's for the people.
It is. It is. People love front flips. Max Moffitt coming in, gapping with the huge backside 360 switch up. That is the trick I called out earlier today to the judges I wanted to see. So hitting that up rail, backside 360 switch up, disastering to the down.
And almost running out of course there. So we're under 6 minutes to go here.
That is definitely a trick that whenever I used to do rail jams, I would skip everything and try to backside 360 switch up. Disaster on that. Look at that, all the way to the end of that rail, gapping over like 30 feet of the rest of the rail. You love to see it. Max Moffitt trying to switch up the mix. There's a switch 270 on from Jack Finn.
Well, last time we looked at those rankings, he was in there in the top 3. Because we are under 5.5 minutes left to go here.
Coming in switch, coming in hot. The big switch disaster there. Keeping it nice and clean. That was Will Berman. Shout out to Will Berman out here. Doing it for the boys. Our oldest competitor in the field. Actually, that's Phil. I apologize. Will's the second oldest. But great to have him out here. Always one of my favorite skiers to watch. There's Keegan Kilbride with the nollie on. Just oozing with style. Doesn't even need to hit the rail. Looks good doing it. Cal Carson backside 360 switch up. Coming in switch to the down. Switch lip. Back to switch. And then Polish donutting out into the camera. There's that 5 swap from Sam Zahner. Almost getting that one. Look to see him get up there and try that again. About 4.5 minutes left. He's got a couple more chances at that one. Phil Castellon backside switch up to the switch 50-50 on the down. Getting the 180 out. Classic Phil Castellon style there. Colby Stevenson on course, making his way into that down foot down. Backside switch up, coming off just a little early.
We are down to the final 4 minutes here.
Front flip, front flip. Oh, well.
He almost got that accidentally. See what you did.
I didn't want to say it, but he kind of did a flip.
Ask and you shall receive.
There's the lip 270 on. Sorry, Alex, that did not look like a fun crash, but you definitely almost did a flip. Giving the people what they want out here at Copper.
There's still time. You got a little over 3 minutes.
Pete Kukov,
see the action
in.
The action's so hot on course, they turned our heater off in the booth here, Pete.
Good thing I have you here to keep me warm, Jimmy.
It's like a sweat lodge out here right now with all this action in the final 3 minutes
hot
and
course.
10 seconds.
Max Moffitt making his way to the bottom. Backside, 540 switch up. Good grief. He's going for the win and best trick out here.
Well, you know, it's an extra $1,000.
And running back up, he wants to go get that one. Make some noise out here, Copper.
Unlike Mike McCarthy, that is good clock management right there, Pete.
Oh my goodness. Smashing watermelon before games and not knowing how to call timeouts. Mike McCarthy, shout out Cowboys. We got Cowboys fan out there, I think. 540 switch up of his own. Sam Zahner almost getting that one.
2.5 minutes left to go here. It's getting so good out here, it's giving the camera guy the shakes.
Oh, it is definitely not warm, I can tell you that, but it is a hot course.
A little bit of a lull in the action. Here we go as we're working our way towards the final 2 minutes.
Cal Carson again going for that backside 360 switch up, making his way in. Lip slide back 3 swap again. So just going for back 3 swaps on everything. Cal skiing so well out here tonight. Love to see it. Looks like Jack getting a lot of speed coming in. Switch 450 onto the down rail. First switch 4 we've seen tonight. Jack Finn getting it done out here.
As we're coming down to the final 90 seconds as of right now. 90 seconds left to go here.
Maybe one more hit if they get up there. Here's a look back at Jack Finn hopping around switch, going switch tails over 450 to that down rail. Locking that one in on those surface skis. Looking good out here, Jack. Was an alternate, made it in last minute. So it's good to see him out here landing those tricks. Colby Stevenson on course. Backside swap there on the down foot down, coming off a little early.
1 minute left to go. Come on, Copper, let's keep it going for him out here as the final seconds tick down on the jam session clock here.
Lots of speed coming into that bottom rail. Big disaster, 270 on. Lacing that one up, going into the fence at the bottom. There's Pete Kukov on course. Drop rail, frontside switch up, little tail tap on the landing. So not just using the rails, but the snow as a feature. Keegan Kilbride with the lip 270 disaster, continuing to out the nollie. Tons of style.
With the time winding down here to the final 15 seconds.
Tucker Fitzsimon's going for the front side, 360 switch up there, now skating into that bottom rail. Someone down in the middle.
So time expired. We're going to give him one more. We'll see what happens here. We'll see how this unfolds.
Max Moffitt with a ton of speed. Backside 540 switch up and he lands it. Good grief, Max Moffitt. Canadian, give him some poutine, Jimmy. Good grief. Cal Carson back swap, pretzeling the two out. They're just dropping hot and heavy here. The judges have their work cut out for
Another
them.
look at just gapping out, getting the last bit of that down flat down rail. And going and rocking the one shoulder bib style.
You love to see it. Going up for another one. Time has expired and we're still going up. This course is too fun. Nobody wants to stop skiing.
No, he's like, I'm not done yet. Clock, time clock, who cares?
We got some snowboarders coming up next. They're gonna have to fight them to get in there.
DC's gonna have to do some course marshaling out there at this point. Oh, the heat's back on. So, wow. All right, what do you say, Copper? Let's hear it for everybody here in the men's ski street style final.
Woo! What a great show. That was awesome.
No, we still have one more to go. Hot course.
Hot course.
It's not so hot in here right now, but the heater didn't come back on. However, we still have the men's snowboard street style final still to come. But
I think I got to get out there and watch that.
You know, join the party.
Why not?
Exactly. That's what you do.
Maybe get a hot toddy, warm myself up.
That's what you do to the second to last night of the Dew Tour out here.
Gotta love it.
All right, so let's talk about, let's kind of recap a little bit here. Let's talk about some of the actually, let's talk about tomorrow. We've got, it's all pipe to take us out of the weekend. We got men's and women's snowboard pipe finals tomorrow. So some big stuff on tap for that fifth and final day out here at the Dew Tour. Look at those beautiful lights. I mean, that thing's just magnificent, Pete.
Heard that Sean White guy might be here tomorrow.
You know, they keep throwing little snippets of him up on the Dew View. But let's talk about what happened here in the ski street style final.
Unbelievable amount of landed tricks tonight. The judges definitely have their work cut out for them. Looking back at some of the big ones, there's Jack Finn with the switch 4 disaster. So one of the bigger spins we saw tonight. Looking back at all these tricks, big disaster there with the 270. All the riders putting it down. There's Keegan Kilbride with the lip 270 disaster on the down flat down. And here's a look at probably my bid for the best trick. Backside 540 switch up on that transfer. Max Moffitt out here.
I mean, right there at the very end, too. I mean, what a way to put a period at the end of the competition right there to cap it off. Man. So now we get to play the waiting game. The judges, as you've said several times, have their work cut out for them. They've got to talk it over and decide the 1, 2, 3 and our best trick. Remember, I mean, they're all getting cash. It's $5 grand for first, $3 grand for second, $1,000 for third, and then, of course, an extra $1,000 for the best trick of the jam session. And they're getting their money's worth out of that copper cutout right there. Everyone's up there taking selfies.
I was say, go get a photo in front of that. Hashtag Dew Tour.
You took
Put
the words
that thing up.
right out of my mouth. It's doubling up. It's Mountain Dew green, but it's also holiday festive.
Do you know how many likes you get? You get a photo in front of that thing?
And you might end up on the Dew View wall.
Got to do it.
Why not?
They're doing it right there.
See, there you go.
I'd stand in front of the P because of my name.
Not only are you showing the whole social media world that you were out here having a great time at the Dew Tour, it's a potential Christmas card for next year, Pete.
Not bad.
It's a little late for this season, but hey, I'm just kind of planning your 2022 holiday season for you. There you go. That kid's pumped. He needs
to get up in there.
You know, He's thinking about it. He's tapping the legs.
His hand. He wants to get up in there.
He's like, Mom, Dad,
come on,
climb up there,
run and jump up in there. Oh,
or do I just
snowball?
Do I want to throw this boulder in there?
He's trying to put a period in there.
Oh no, he needs that as a step ladder.
Oh, there we go.
Good thinking, kid. That's using your head.
Get up in there. Oh, don't hit your head. If they got that helmet on, save it, brain.
All right, so while the selfie party's happening over there at the Copper Sign, let's check in one more time with DC, who's about to hand out our podium and our best trick prize cash. DC, take it away, buddy.
You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for bringing the MP and the good vibes. All right. I need all my dudes that were just throwing down to come this way, because we're going to have awards over here on the stage. We got one final event coming up here with the snowboarders taking to the freestyle course. But if you guys like what you saw out there, let's go on some love again. Make some noise. Best free skiers in the world throwing down. So I'm going to go ahead and start rattling off these names right here as the athletes work their way this way. In third place, for freestyle for the skiers, make some noise. He's working his way this way. Let's hear for Max Coffin. I suggested to let it go. This is Grove Street, party fake, hit the exit, go. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party. All right, your comp MVP from last night with the New Schoolers Awards, Max Moss in third place. What a tease. In second place, thank you, Max. In second place, let's hear for Tucker Fitzsimons. Tucker Fitzsimons coming out of the Pacific Northwest, Hood River, Oregon, represent. Anyone out there from Oregon? We'll make some noise. Show your love for Tucker Fitzsimons. Shout out to his brother Sean, killing it as well today. Tucker Fitzsimons, second place. And your champion out here holding it down. Let's hear it for A-Hall, Alex Hall. Alex Hall got on the podium in slopestyle this week. He got Skier of the Year award last night with the New Schoolers Awards, winning the top spot out here today. Let's hear for Alex Hall. And we got one more award to hand out. We got $1,000 going out for best trick, and that's gonna go to Mr. Max Moffett for the back five switch off. Make some noise one more time for these guys throwing down for you. Congratulations, gentlemen.
So there you go. You called it. Max Moffett getting third place and the $1,000 for best trick right there at the end. But how about the weekend Alex Hall's having? He gets 2 podiums out here at the Dew Tour.
Think we could still get him to do a front flip?
I don't know. We never got that chant going.
Front flip, front flip.
There's still time, Pete. Actually, no, there's not. We got to clear out the course right here. Why? Because we have one more event still to go here from the Street Style course. By the way, shout out to DJ Nakaji working the 1s and 2s out here for both ski and snowboard events out here. We've got more. Stick around. We've got men's Street Style snowboard still to come.
we used to get nervous, and you still do, but I think the difference between 02 and even 06 to the 2010 and 14 games specifically is that these guys are nervous now up top to perform and live up to their expectations. It really kind of went from this surfy skate thing to almost UFC octagon type deal.
To think where we are right now in terms of what is possible, it is insane. It's the one thing in snowboarding that you can look at and you can't argue with. People going huge.
The halfpipe is the essence of freestyling in snowboarding.
You can go head high or you can go head high.
Wow, he's flying. That's really what it is.
It's jaw-dropping.
Having the guy behind you being able to take a different line than you took.
Tricks get bigger, spin, flips, numbers increase.
Massive!
And I think that's why the halfpipe is such a rad venue. It's this zone that you can look at.
It's that air. People like that big air, man. These guys go huge.
You're trying to progress and be your best, yet take down your competitors at the same time.
It's amazing what they do now. They go big. Some kids just really sends it.
It's like a festival down the side of the pipe. The screaming when someone does a really good air. You've got to risk it all to gain it all.
It's all muscle memory. All these tricks these guys are doing, they've done on snow or into an airbag so many times that it's muscle memory. It's like a golf swing or a free throw or throwing a football. Your body should know how to do it. But sometimes your muscle memory fails you or the trick goes haywire.
In 2009 season, right before the 2010 Olympics, the sport changed big time, specifically at the New Zealand Open.
The halfpipe trick selection changed to, I want to do a 1080, but I want it to be kind of double dipped. You know, that's going to add another flavor for the judges.
These guys show up flipping twice, and we're all looking, only 3 guys had double corks, really. The rest of us are looking at each other like, seriously? Great. How do we do this now? Who wants to try this? No one.
I'm not only spinning 1,080 degrees, but I'm also flipping twice.
It was a lot to comprehend. I remember watching that final and just going, are you kidding me? It jumped overnight. I mean, that was probably the biggest leap I've seen in the sport ever. We saw Louis Vito drop in and do the first frontside double ever in competition. Sean went after and did one.
Sean, Mason, and Luke, their air awareness was unlike many at the time.
Luke Matroni had one, and it became a doubles comp.
Luke was on like a whole other level, almost like gymnast style. The double corks brought in new fear that you would deal with. You know, a commitment maybe is what I would call it.
Yeah, I've been waiting my whole life to see him land something like that, and I know he has too, so proud of the kid. Proud of my little brother.
A whole new game these days, you know? Everybody's doubling. People are a little scared. Me, myself, scared for sure.
It wasn't the same game before where it was like kind of cool, loose. The stakes were too high. Going from corked spins to double corks, just the danger and the speed level and the amplitude it takes to do all that was big time. It was pretty scary. Hands down, that's all it was scary.
Riding halfpipe, you definitely have to have a serious love for it. You land 6 inches to the left on a halfpipe wall, 6 inches to the right, you're done. Definitely something you gotta have a lot of love for because it is really intense. The weightless feeling that that you have riding a half pipe you can't really get anywhere else on skis if you love it enough. It's definitely worth it in my opinion.
What I really liked was getting a lot of jumps in a really short period. And if you did land them, you would ride smoothly. It would just feel good in the transitions.
Once I got in it, I was just hooked. It was such a scene and it was such a cultural hangout. Unlike slopestyle and the other things where it's all spread out down the whole mountain, halfpipe's just right here. And you can see everything everyone's doing all the time. And it's a really pretty intimate experience.
It is so unbelievably nuanced, and I think that's why I loved it, because perfection is elusive, and the finish line is always changing. You're always learning something new, and it never got old for me.
What drew me to the half pipe was it was just the easiest thing for me to like catch air, dig a toe edge in, and rip across the flat bottom and blast a frontside air and feel like I'm Noah Selaznick or something. It unlocks a little world that I can't tap into anywhere else.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, and Annie is finished.
All right, Colorado, you guys ready for the final Streetstyle event of the night? We're not gonna send these guys until you get loud and make some noise.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the final Streetstyle event of the night?
Get it.
Yes, Copper Mountain, it's a full moon. We got some of the best rail riders in the world. Make some noise! 35-minute jam coming your way. These dudes are gonna throw down. Let's get some, Copper.
DC, the man with the mission down there. Thank you, sir, for all your contributions throughout the day. Well, it's go time. Men's Snowboard Streetstyle Final. It is on. And I'm with Mary Walsh, editor of Snowboard Magazine. Mary Walsh, this is it. Saving the best for last. The boys are ready to throw down.
We have a hammer lineup right now. Miles Fallon, Zach Hale, Nate House, Ozzie Henning, Zeb Powell, Benny Milam, Seb Toots, Dylan Alito. The list goes on. This is going to be heavy.
And you look at what we have. We have the podium from the last time we were here. They're all in it. From first place from Miles Fallon, second place René Kangas, and in third place Benny Milam. I'll tell you what, looking pretty solid. Those guys are back, and there's a lot of money on tap. $5,000 for first prize, $1,000 best trick. But I'm going to challenge you, Copper, right now, because you've been a little too quiet. We can wrap this thing up and go home right now, or you can show me what you got and show what everyone who's watching online is seeing and what they're missing. So I'm going to count to 3, Copper, and I want you to absolutely go crazy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's hear it, Copper, for the riders. That's pretty good. I'm going to ask you guys to keep that stuff up, Mary. You feeling good about that?
I thought that was pretty good. I was impressed.
Well, we are under the lights here, and everything's always better under the lights. And you're looking at things here in Red's backyard. How fitting is this that snowboarding is the last event here tonight? It's in Red's backyard, and Red got the win today in slopestyle. Pretty cool stuff.
So rad. Back-to-back for Red Gerard today from the Dew Tour 2020 as well. I mean, oh, and they're already kicking off right now.
And let's hear it for the riders. We're getting right into it. 450 out on that.
That was Dylan Alito, hometown boy right here. And then
yes.
Miles Fallon dropping in next. Always a crowd pleaser. Miles has a deep bag of tricks. Super explosive rider. And I think that's Zach Hale on course. Yep, that is the hailstorm right there.
Gapping that to DFD, solid, carrying it all the way down. Back on course.
Nate House, Rome Snowboards rider, lives in Lake Tahoe, East Coaster by birth though. Ooh, holding on right there on the landing.
34 minutes, and things are heating up. Let's hear it, Copper. Get behind the riders out here. Let's do this.
Got Ozzie Henning, a perennial rail destroyer in the streets, really strong rider. Also riding for Rome Snowboards. Big Rome contingent in the rail game tonight.
And things looking good right now to save the best for last as we talk about it.
Frank Jobin up next. He's coming out here from Quebec, where they breed amazing rail riders.
Such a good street scene, urban scene out there in Quebec.
And of course, the 2020 Best Trick and third place winner, Benny Milam, Minnesota's finest.
And there's a look at Riley Dickerson over there at bib 412.
Had a hammer ender in the Solomon Team movie this year. Riley always tends to make it look easy.
And I think also what those judges kind of look for that too. They want to see you make you look like you're just confident in what you're doing and you're not sketchy arms flailing around, right?
Exactly. You want to keep it quiet. Quiet arms, like easy style, and keep it proper.
Zeb Powell, one of my all-time favorites by calling nationals out here for many years. This guy did a whole rail jam with a stuffed animal in his hand.
Oh my God.
Held it the whole time.
And I think he has sunglasses on right now. Signature Zeb always has some quality eyewear on, but it's pretty dark out there, so upping the level of difficulty.
Rita Congas, after competing earlier today, he was in this, then he was out, but back in. Stoked to see Renee in this.
And then following him up, we have Sebastian Toutant, another veteran from the eastern provinces of Canada, coming out here from Quebec.
Olympic medalist, Seb Toots, as you talked about.
And finally, the second North Carolinian on the scene. That was Rennie right there. Sorry guys, it's dark out here. That was Rennie Congas. Dropping into the course, and here again is Dylan Alito.
And you said Rennie Congas was second for the last time we had the Rail Jam and Dew Tour, so getting him back in, he wants to get back on that podium.
Oh, totally.
Oh, I love the transfer line to the board slide.
Rennie is also wow.
274 pretty off, nice.
Super explosive, Rennie Congas. If you haven't seen his movie that just came out, Sugared, that's a must watch.
On that flat down. I think it's time to check the crowd here. How you guys doing, Copper? What? That's all you got? Should we shorten the time? How you doing, Copper? That's what I want to hear.
You know, I love seeing Ozzie Henning back out riding. You know, he is such a snowboarder's favorite snowboarder. He's got such good style, and he kind of does a little bit of that physics-defying stuff with his tricks. He's just always surprising you.
You know what's really cool, too, is the whole urban scene of rail riding. You know, you look at the origin of skateboarding, you know, in the streets and how snowboarding has taken to it, too, as well. And now, you look at how big things could be done in the streets. And it started out just, you know, simple just skating with your friends. And here you go, the urban scene, the urban shred is solid right now.
Oh, totally. You can see it. This is like a really wide array of men that are really pushing things in the streets. With like Zach Hale, you know, he's been one of the strongest rail riders in snowboarding for a long time and keeps pushing it. Miles Fallon, a young up-and-comer with Rennie Congas, really a lot of different layers to street snowboarding right here.
Day number 4 here at Dew Tour Copper Mountain. Thanks for joining us online, everybody. Thanks for joining us here at Copper. And big ups to Copper for holding it down out here and getting things together, getting that slopestyle course together. And things going quite well. We had a little bit of snow to start with, and that sometimes helps things out. So big ups to the Copper crew making things happen.
Zeb Powell. Oh, just doing what Zeb Powell does.
What's the glasses? He always has some sort of glasses steez going on.
I imagine that's a Smith signature pro model of some sort.
Love the board slide transfer right there.
Went back-to-back North Carolina. Zeb to Wink right there.
Gotta like what these guys are putting together. And it's like, and you know, with that much time, you just got to get back up there. Is it a checklist, like get my bangers out of the way or get my easy stuff out of the way first, and then maybe go to the harder stuff towards the end of the jam? What's your thoughts, Ray?
I think still in the rail jam, you're building the house. You want to build a good foundation and then build up from there.
Hey, let's check in with DC. DC, man, what's going on down there? You with me, man?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm hiking up right now next to Luke Winkleman and Zeb Powell. It's Luke Winkleman's 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Wink.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, Zeb, what do you got to say about your boy Wink out here celebrating his B-Day?
I gotta say happy birthday. Nothing but love to my NC homies.
What do you got to say about the crew out here at Copper Mountain?
Bunch of heavy hitters.
I'm making them winded talking while we're walking. Wink, thank you so much for being with us on your birthday, man. You feeling the love out here or what?
Feeling the love for sure. Copper's always bringing a great crowd, and we appreciate the support for snowboarding. So thank y'all.
How much fun did you have at slopestyle today, man? Threw down out there.
Yeah, tried my best. Slope was sick. Course was fun. Love hitting jumps, but back to my roots, hitting some jibs. Always nice.
North Carolina represent. Anything anyone you want to call out? Any tricks you want to see someone throw down out here?
We got Bendy Milam driving right here. You never can guess what he's gonna do, but it's about to be insane. Lip 4. Okay, here we go. Count to the flat. This is signature. Yeah. That's all day.
Wow.
Thank you. All right. Well, though, you want to see somebody throw something down that you know they got, but you don't know if they're ready to do it quite yet.
I want to see someone go switch back to pull back, maybe gap on that down flat down. You know, who knows?
Switch back to pull back. And do the rest of it. What else?
Oh, Frank. Honestly, I just want to see some. Oh, I want to see some presses for Shelby. If y'all can give me some presses, I'd be hyped. I might try to do some myself. So I'm just trying to have fun.
Dude, it's your birthday. You gotta have fun. I'm gonna get the crowd to sing you happy birthday down here. Happy birthday, Luke Winkleman. And you guys are gonna have to help me out down here. We're gonna get Wink some birthday chants going. But in the meantime, I gotta work my way back down. Brad, Mary Walsh, back to you guys.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot, DC. And taking a look at some of the highlights, that's Chris Corning going to work. Boy, Chris Corning really needed to show up and represent and get on a podium for Team USA. Really trying to earn that spot, and he did it out there. And he was holding the #1 spot, and then Red Gerard, Dream Crusher, comes down and just does what Red Gerard does and slay this thing. Everything was solid top to bottom from the side hit to 2 bottom hits. Red was lacing it together. Good solid run. And the great thing about this, Red was the last guy to go. The score comes in. He takes the win, collapses. And Red Gerard comes away with first place here. Got to feel good about that. Chris Corning taking second, and McMorris in that #3 spot, Mary.
Hey, there we have Luke Winkleman. I gotta give a special birthday shout out to Wink. That guy is my dude.
We can ask the crowd to say happy birthday. I can do that.
I think they should. 21's a big one.
All right, you guys, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna count to 3, and I want everybody to say happy birthday to Luke Winkleman coming out here and representing. On the count of 3, okay? It'll be happy birthday, Luke. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
We're looking back at the last time Rennie was here at Copper. He was doing the same trendy finding. Love his loose style. So good.
And he's in 3rd right now. Luke Winkleman in 2nd. On the count of 3, let's say happy birthday, Luke. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Luke.
Not too bad. An entire crowd of Copper Mountains wishing you happy birthday. Guys, okay.
Okay, let's see this.
First, you got the 2-7 out, and then you see him make everyone move out of the way. And he's going trendy finding. Find that line less traveled.
Frontside wall ride.
Gosh, that kid is sick.
That's not even part of the rail jam, man.
He grew up at a very small resort in Finland, and he credits that with how he rides now, because you kind of had to ride everything. Everything was a feature there.
So blind into that right there, too. When you're going on a DFD, you can't see. I like the transfer line, too. From rail to rail. Here's the DFD we talk about.
Ooh.
Looking so good here. 25 minutes. Hey, let's hear it for the riders one more time, Copper. Let's hear it. Let's get them pumped up here.
Nate House is kind of on fire right now.
Silent Assassin. So now on the judging part of things, so the judges are not attaching numbers to each of these runs. They're putting them in placement. So the judges are looking at 3, 2, 1. That person's in 3, that person's in 2, that person's in 1. And if somebody in 3 does something big, that might take over 2. So the judges don't put numbers to it. Is that easier to call, Mary, do you think?
Oh man, I mean, I never envy the judges. I think they always have a hard time. But really what's happening is it's mayhem out there. So any way they can categorize who they think is riding the best, I applaud them.
And as we have the picture down, we got the live action down below. Taking a look at some of the highlights we've seen so far.
I think that was Miles Fallon doing some route finding, and Zeb just
with the open jacket, the glasses, the whole Steve's package.
You know you're from North Carolina when you just can ride in freezing temps with an open jacket and sunglasses.
Seeing that healthy 450 off. And seeing combos, judges want to see you combo up rails. And it's one thing getting on it, but comboing on, comboing off. Congus.
Dang. Then he just has that loose yet controlled style that's so fun to watch.
Zeb getting crazy over in the bottom screen. That's live action here in the bottom.
And of course, hometown hero Alito coming down through the course, making everyone stoked.
Zeb not disappointing at all. Front board, nollies off that. That boardside transfer, and then you're blind.
That was kind of a lot.
That's a lot to take in. Hey, let's check it. DC, man, where you at, DC? Who you got with you?
I'm down here, Zeb Powell,
Yes.
North Carolina, representing along with Luke Winkleman. What's up with the North Carolina snowboard team?
You know, small mountains, big vibes, though. You know, it's really icy most of the time, but we should make the most of it, you know. Just having a blast on their snowboards.
Well, there you have it. I'm really making Zeb work for it, making him talk while he's walking. He's fired up. He wants to throw down for you. So get some, Zeb. Thank you. But yeah, small mountains, big vibe. That's what's up. What do you want to say, Wink? What do you want to say about your boy Zeb Powell and just the whole North Carolina vibe?
Bro, North Carolina is the shit, and we have a lot of fun. Look at things a little different, and I don't know, we just got a lot of passion, so we love this.
There you have it. Getting words right there from Luke Winkleman. In the words of Petey Pablo, North Carolina, take your shirt off, twist it around your head like a helicopter. Back to you guys. Copper Mountain, where you at?
Mary, talk to me.
I got big love for North Carolina. I'm an East Coaster, but I'm in the north part, but we got Beach Mountain down there, App, and it is such a good scene. I've been down there a couple times. Big shouts to the Recess crew, JP and Ashley holding it down for the North Carolina scene. That place is amazing. Highly recommend anyone check it out down there. It's worth the visit.
North Kakalaki, I like to hear that, that's for sure. Hey, talk a little bit about this is Red's backyard. What's that all about now?
So this is super cool. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
okay. The flips have started.
Yeah.
Nate House coming in strong.
In the house.
The crowd always loves to see a flip, I feel
Yeah.
like.
It's something that everybody understands. Whether you understand snowboarding or not, when someone gets upside down, you understand that. All right, we're talking about Red Valve.
Oh, yes, Red's backyard.
Yeah.
Rennie coming through again. So, oh, wait, there, is that a hailstorm right there? Zach Hale, just so
Hailstorm.
smooth. Oh, coming off a little early, but he's riding well. So, Red's backyard is, you know, Red lives just down the road in Silverthorne, and in his backyard, from a very young age, he had a cool DIY rail garden.
So sick, that setup he had.
So rad. So Copper Mountain, was it 2020 they installed it? It was
Yeah.
a couple years ago. They decided to make a hikeable park modeled after his backyard, and that's where we're riding right now.
And it just seems fitting, like I said earlier. Oh, gapping that. And right now, Benny Mellum in that #1 spot. Luke Winkleman holding down 2, and Jesse Paul in that 3rd spot. There's your 1, 2, 3 right now.
It's a testament to how good these riders are that 1, 2, 3 jumps around as it does.
And it's been a different style of judging. Now, in the past, you know, you've seen numbers get attached to rail jumps, but I feel like this is more the flow. The judges know. They're old former professional snowboarders. They're in the scene. They know what's going on. They're able to pick and put them in the place that they need to be in by watching what they're doing out there on the course.
Exactly. They have their work cut out for them, but they're professionals.
Indeed.
Oh, easy 2-7 on from Winkleman.
On his
Going-
birthday.
Oh, nose press 180 out on the DFD.
And that's right, because he switched up to where he can't see where he's coming down off that, and he's just got to trust his landing gear. So down to the 20-minute mark. I'm going to ask you people, Copper, I'm going to count to 3. Let's show everybody who's watching online what they're missing. 1, 2, 3. Let's hear it, Copper, for the riders. Man, one of the biggest crowds out here. You can see them, Mary, lining all the way to the side, all the way to the top. Now, I was out here last weekend for the Grand Prix, and that was an awesome setup right there, seeing the Olympic qualifiers. But out here, Copper represents it a big way.
Oh, we got a doubles line coming down.
A front side wall ride.
Wow, okay. I think that's a Fallon Powell doubles line.
Well, the crowd's digging that. Do you guys like that? Let's hear it for them. Come on now, get them back up there.
Oh, it was Seb Toots going for the upside down off that rail.
I mean, you know, Seb, you got to look at Seb competed today. He's out here again in Rail Jam.
Super versatile guy. Oh, and Benny Milam with a big front lip on the last part of that down, top down.
And he was third place last year and also in 2020, but he was also best trick winner too, so he did double duty out there.
Did you see that Red Bull edit where they snowboard in the woods troll hogging with Benny?
So rad.
Always making it happen out there in the Midwest.
And what a great setup. Big ups to Woodward. And if you get a chance to come out here to Copper, not only do you get to go to Copper, but you got Woodward that is right there, the barn. I've spent some time in there skating it, going into the foam pits. It's a really cool setup here at Copper Mountain with Woodward as part of it. So $5,000 on the line for first place, $3,000 on the line for second, $1,000 for third, best trick, $1,000. So feasibly, if you win 5 and you get the best trick, talk to $6,000 right there.
That's a big night.
Yeah. Winkleman bumping to the #1 spot. Let's hear it for the birthday boy. He's #1 now.
The Appalachian energy is high tonight at Copper Mountain. Luke Winkleman sliding to that first spot.
And Luke doing double duty, competed earlier today. Look at the gap. Tags it right there at the end.
Ozzie Henning just cruising through. Wow. That was very smooth.
So what I was talking about earlier too is, you know, when you have all your tricks, do you try to do the hard ones first? Do you try to do the...
Dang, with a lineup like this, I'm not totally sure. I mean, you kind of have to come out swinging, I feel like, when you're in this mix, because this whole list is heavy hitters. Oh! We back to Seb Toots right now? Seb Toots has been in the game a long time. He's been riding, his riding probably influenced a lot of these younger riders.
Hey, don't forget about the Super Pipe tomorrow. We saw them, the pipe dragon in there doing the work, and the Super Pipe finals right there. Sean White is in the finals. What's going to happen? Who's going to have a chance to qualify? Well, we're going to be able to see that, because here's a look at what we saw during qualifiers. Man, and with the conditions we're going to have tomorrow, it is going to be, I call that OC, optimal conditions tomorrow, 100% for sure. Team Japan so strong on the men's side.
Half-Pipe has just reached an astonishing level. I feel like I say that every year, but now more than ever.
One of the things I've been really digging, you know, is we're seeing a lot of the switch methods being thrown down in Super Pipe. And whether that's a big scoring mover, it's just something that's pretty darn sweet.
Yeah, that's the hard things. That's like, I think you can tell a lot about someone's style just by that one trick.
And the craziest thing is, you look at the top 3 qualifiers from Japan and going into tomorrow's Super Pipe final. And then you also look at what happened for the half-pipe finals went last week at the Grand Prix, and the top 4 were Japanese riders. So Japan ever so strong in half-pipe. And the U.S. has their work cut out for them. And we'll see if they can answer tomorrow and see if they can get on the podium. Yeah, you got Chase Josie, Taylor Gold, and of course, Sean White and Joey Okeson, the youngster, getting in too as well. So
wow,
you got some USA representing as we get down to 15 minutes.
This is a Jesse Paul on course that I see.
Oh, that was solid. He gaps that all the way solid. And just center punches that. Zeb Powell.
I feel like Zeb Powell is just always in continuous motion, like that. Like, he's never not moving.
You're right, even if he's just hopping around on the nose, on the tail. 15 minutes to go.
Wow.
I mean, don't you love seeing the roots of it? You know, you look at urban riding now and you see where it's come to, where we have major competitions like this. And this is stuff that you wouldn't have had, you know, years and years ago. But seeing it come to the stage, I almost think at some point, does this become an Olympic sport? Do you get street style in the Olympics?
How amazing would it be to have riders that spend most of their seasons filming video parts at the Olympics? You know, I mean, obviously there's crossover with Mark McMorris and a lot of crew that are in the contest, but to have these street mavens would be so sick.
So let's take a look at some of the highlights here in the big box here as we look at live action down in the lower right-hand corner.
Love this line from Rennie.
Yeah.
Luke Winkleman just on fire tonight.
I like how Rennie does that, because he does that back 180 out from the wall ride, like goes front side wall ride.
I know I said it earlier tonight, but his style is that perfect combination of just kind of like loose yet controlled. Oh.
Those will hurt you. And I'm surprised right now, you're seeing there's so many highlights of Renikongas out there, but I haven't seen him in that top spot. Time to check in with my brother, DC. How things going down there, man? Things heating up?
Brad, the vibe is live down here. Copper Mountain, the crew, everybody hanging out is feeling it. The riders are throwing down, but Luke Winkleman, again, it's his 21st birthday. I don't know. That's just a big deal to me. I love it. I remember my 21st birthday, one of the best birthdays of my life. So I want you guys to help me out. Wink's hiking back up to the top. We're gonna get a Wink chant going. So I need you guys to help me with the chant. So let's get some love going for Wink. Just chant with me. Wink, 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 Wink. Keep it going. Wink, Wink. Happy birthday, Luke Winkleman. He was sitting up at the top spot throwing down, but all these guys are throwing down. And I know you guys like when someone flips off of a rail. Who wants to see a flip out there? All right, let's do a flip chant. Start with me now. Flip, flip. Flip, flip. I mean, who doesn't love a good flip off of a rail? Rene Renikongas with the wall ride. Back three off the wall there. We love you, Rene. Let's get a Rene chant going. Rene, Rene. It is insane out here. I freaking
DC.
love you guys.
Thank you, DC. Getting the chance going. Renikongas, though, just doing what no one else is doing. I mean, hitting the sides, that's not even part of the course, but finding ways to impress the judges. Love the back lip there.
Rennie snowboards to the beat of his own drum.
Yeah.
Fueled by Coca-Cola Classic. Loves Coca-Cola. He's just got those good creative vibes on a snowboard.
And we haven't seen him in the top three. We've seen Luke on top, but we have not seen him getting up in the top three. He's been staying super busy. Oh
man.
Where you at, Copper? Come on, make some noise now.
Want to give a shout out to Frank Jobin too. He's kind of just been quietly killing it. We've seen him come through. We've been talking,
assassin.
but he's been real smooth tonight. And of course we have Nate House, the Massachusetts local turned West Coast killer.
Now we're just ticking down and getting close to that 10-minute mark with all the riders here.
Pretzel out of the pole jam.
Red's backyard, looking at the money here. The prize at first place, $5,000. There's Zeb Powell. Second place, $3,000. Little Euro card for Zeb at the bottom here. Everything he does, like you said, he's always staying busy. $1,000 for third. And remember, there's a best trick that's going to be awarded too as well. We're going to be doing that on the podium. So we're getting a lot of money being given out here. $10,000 just in this event alone if you combine it all.
Oh, the beautiful line from Zach Hale.
The Hailstorm. Zach Hale out of Big Bear. OG, Big Bear OG. Oh.
Miles Fallon coming in. Miles Fallon from the Mid-Atlantic.
We got such an epic crowd right now.
Yeah, people are stoked.
Jumps on that. Zone back lip on that. Welcome everyone joining us here online. Make sure that you're on Dew Tour live tomorrow as well, because tomorrow is the big show. Yeah, one thing we talked about, of course, Red's backyard. One of the things about Red, you know, you look at what he's done. He wants to help people. He wants kids to have access without having to be able to get onto chairlifts. So let's check this out. What Red's all about in Red's backyard, giving access to kids that can't get it. Check it out.
It takes so much for the average kid to get to the mountain to go snowboarding.
It's not like, you know, skateboarding or basketball where you just go play wherever you want. You need a mountain, first of all, snow, the whole gear setup, tickets. Making it more accessible is super important for the growth of the sport.
My backyard started in around 2012. Started there, just a few rails, and then each year grew and grew. And I got put in this really cool opportunity to bring them to a couple resorts, and right now they're at Copper Mountain, Killington, and Woodward Park City. The most beautiful thing about it is that it's free. Getting more kids boarding and giving them a spot to really learn some tricks, jib, hang out with their friends.
I've even taken a couple runs through Red's backyard, which is saying a lot.
Can't go after that.
Having Red's backyard here at Hopper is pretty rad.
Everyone's got a jib, you know? I'm looking up and I see the Red's backyard features in the street style. I'm like, okay, this is kind of incredible.
Red has accomplished so much at such a young age, and to be giving back to his community is really inspiring.
Giving back to snowboarding is rare, so props to Red for just thinking about others. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely mad respect for Red Gerard and Red's backyard, you know, giving access to kids out there. It's not easy to be able to do that, you know, pursuing snowboarding, and I like how Red does that, you know.
No, it's all about giving back to the community. I
Yeah.
love to see that. It's such a great thing to do. You know, Red's been a part of snowboarding since he was like 8 years old, coming to super parks, mid-super parks, coming to competitions like this. So it's really rad.
So look at Luke Winkleman in the top spot there on his birthday. Manny Melama in that number 2 spot. Jesse Paul number 3. So really no changes right now. The 1, 2, 3. What's it going to take, Mary, right now with time winding down? 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
You know, if someone's going to unseat Luke Winkleman,
Oh,
wow.
Just locked.
They're going to have to hike faster than him, I feel like. I just see him up and down this course like crazy.
Zeb. I'd like to know where Zeb is ranking with this. Look at that.
Wow.
Everything he does is moving.
Yeah, little butter out. Unintentional. We have Rennie on the course again. Oh, big 3 to 50-50.
He's really trying to make a pull to get back in that top 3. Now, he was second place last year.
The crowd loves it too. I think he's making a ton of. Oh, we have a 1-footer. Is that Miles Fallon?
Yeah, I want when we get down to winding this thing down, I'm going to want the crowd to count this thing down with us too. We get to that 10-second mark. We're going to count this down and get some bangers right at the end. Back on course. Here we go in Snowboarding Street Style final.
Riley Nickerson, straight out of Vermont.
Blind out of that.
Ooh.
It's a pull down. It's a pull down to
Proper front board 2-7 out.
Setting it up. Jam gap to that front board. So it's getting down to that 6-minute mark, and big ups to Red Gerard too as well. We talk about Red's backyard, but Red getting that win today. That was a big win to Red to do that, because he was already in the lead to represent the U.S. when it comes to slopestyle and big air, but taking that win, that almost secures his chance to go to Beijing 100% with that win today.
It's got to be a little bit of a pressure valve release, you know? I'm sure it's still stressful till they name the team, but that's got to make it feel a little good.
Yeah, and you think about it, look, he's a Dew Tour athlete, and he's got to perform, and he's being pulled in many different directions when he's out here at Dew Tour. And for him to still be able to compete and come up in that last hit, or in that last run, and be able to put it together, tell you what. Taking us up to the highlights here so far. We've seen a lot. Huge gap to front board. Look underneath the fence. Get dislodged from that.
Of course, the finish uprising. Rennie Congas. He's breaking his own rules. Oh, sorry, Brad. You continue.
No, I was just tripping, and that was 360 out from that wall ride for Rennie Congas.
And of course, Sebastian Toutant coming in with a big 2-7.
I mean, he's like the fountain of youth. He's 29 years old. He competed in slopestyle. He's out here just crushing it tonight. Zeb, open jacket approach.
And yeah, Seb's been in the game so long. I mean, when did he start X Games? When he was like 15 years old, 14 years old?
But I was calling him at nationals. Like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Here's Zeb. Oh, there we go. Zeb Powell, perennial crowd favorite.
Because you never know what he's going to bring to the table. Congas. So here we go, getting down to go time. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. You can see that you get a lot of runs in, a lot of hiking going on. These guys are going to be sore tomorrow. Oh, with the nose grab too on that. Somebody on grabbing the nose.
Nate also has a big bag of tricks. I'll say that. He definitely can put down a wide variety of rail tricks. It just, you know, whenever he feels.
I mean, it'll tongue tie you, that's for sure. 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Yeah, and sliding the whole thing. Judges looking for that. They don't want to see you come off the rail early. You want to see it lock on, right?
Again, big shouts to Riley's Ender in the Solomon movie. It is really good. Make sure to watch that if you have not.
Little pop out there. And I'm going to ask you people here at Copper, when we get down to that 10-second mark, we're going to count it down so everybody can hear us here as we wrap things up. Gap the front board. All right, it's time to check in with my brother DC down in the mix. Now, DC, you holding up, man?
Brad, I'm holding up out here. How much time we got left?
We got 3 minutes and 6 seconds, dude.
3 minutes left on the clock. So, Copper Mountain, you guys want to see some crazy stuff go down. Miles Fallon dropped in one-footed. Who wants to see some more one-footed madness? Make some noise.
I do.
Let's get a 1 foot chant going. How about 1 foot?
1 foot. 1 foot. We haven't seen enough of that, DC. Why have we not seen
Fallon
more?
Is nasty. Once again, Luke Winkleman's birthday. Let's get the wink chant going. Wink, wink, wink. Dude, less than 3 minutes left. Copper coming correct. How you guys doing up in the booth? Do you love it? You feeling the vibes out here?
Dude, loving watching Miles Fallon ripping.
Getting upside down, DC. You ask him.
Everybody loves the upside down.
Little nose press.
You have a rail jam and somebody flips off of a rail, you know the crowd's gonna go nuts.
2 minute warning.
Miles, you got some more one-footed wizardry for us? All right, Miles got some one-footed trick coming your way.
You don't have to ask Miles Fallon twice for a good one-footer.
No. 1 minute, 50 some odd seconds.
You know, tonight is a great reminder of just how much mayhem a rail jam with riders is.
Oh!
What? Zeb, come on.
What? Let's hear it for Zeb Powell here tonight. Put your hands together. Love watching that dude ride.
Spenny Milam on course. Oh, always so proper. Judges, they have it cut out for them tonight.
Wall riding the fence at the end.
Zeb Powell, what do you got to say to everybody here at Copper Mountain, brother?
Everyone's killing it right now. How we doing, guys?
Zeb Powell, one of the greatest out here in the mix.
And here we go, 1 minute mark, DC.
Zach Hale, so nasty.
All right, Copper, when we get down to that 10-second mark, we're going to count it down together. Show everybody watching us online. Here we go.
Sebastian Toot grabbing some speed. Crowd pleaser right there.
Banger time.
We got a nice board slide coming in the background too. Oh, a little early on the front board.
Who doesn't love a good flip?
20.
Seb Toots, make some noise for Seb Toots.
20 seconds
for you guys.
All right, Copper, when we get to 10 seconds, let's count this thing down. Here we go.
Wait!
Classic style.
6,
Oh, man.
5,
Oh, man.
4, 3, 2, 1. And that is time. Copper Mountain, put your hands together for all the riders out here today. Come on now.
Wow. I'm kind of speechless right now, Brad.
Oh,
my God.
No, you didn't.
Wow. Big shouts to Matt Stillman, the ROM team manager. He is watching from home right now. He is amping.
So now Mary comes down to the $5,000 for first, $3,000 for second, $1,000 for third, and a best trick at $1 grand.
You know, I have a couple of ideas based on, who we're just seeing, dial things in, but I don't know. Winkleman was on top there for a minute, but What's it going to be? I don't know.
And you look at Winkleman, too, on his birthday. Come on, 21st birthday. Not like some rando birthday. 21's a big birthday.
You know, if he was to win tonight, 21st birthday, $5,000, how do you top that for any other birthday? Your 22nd birthday is not going to be that sick.
So what if you get first and you get best trick? That's $6,000, man. That's cold hard cash right there. Head over to Duke's downhill.
That's what happened to Alexis Rowland tonight in the women's side.
Yeah, see? Good things can happen right there. So big ups to everybody. Hey, one more time, Copper, can we do a favor? Let's put it together for the riders one more time. 1, 2, 3. Give it up for the riders here, Copper. One more time. Come on now. That was a show. Show that Copper spirit. That's what we got going on here. And then tomorrow, the big day, Mary, it's all about the super pipe.
Big shout out to Zach Hale. That was right there. He's honestly one of the snowboarders' favorite snowboarders right there. Great snowboarder, great guy.
And, you know, of course, Zach out of Big Bear, too, as well. You got to give props to that. I mean, for us, you know, growing up in Santa Barbara, for us, Big Bear, that's your one-day trip. Your 2-day trip is to Mammoth.
Yeah.
So that was all the way we would do it.
Always being on the East Coast, Big Bear and Mammoth, both of them were like these meccas coming from New England, you know?
You know, it's crazy. I remember, like, you know, some of the days going to Big Bear where you was all skiing and you saw no snowboarding, and then like within 3 years it was all snowboarding and then you saw no skiing.
Wow.
And then now it's kind of leveled off, you know, but it's gone through.
Yeah, that place is pretty magical. I remember the first time I went there. Did not disappoint. Big Bear is pretty amazing. Got to give it to Copper too, though. This place.
You know, you look at Copper and you just you know, this mountain is an icon mountain, and you know, it is truly the athlete's mountain. We got somebody doing somersaults up in front. Let's check some of the highlights here.
Rennie with a big 3 and a 50-50 on the DFD.
With that nose grab too, sick.
Zach Hale, always so proper.
This looks effortless the way Zach rides.
And of course, Winkleman, who just did not stop. 2-7 out from the dump let down.
I mean, and look, remember Winkleman competed in slopestyle today too. Oh,
Miles Fallon.
Absolutely filthy.
Whole gem gat to the down. That was wild.
That's 7 off there.
And
then even that little, everything, that little twist he does where he just kind of twists his board up. Like everything Zeb does is just adds a little something to it.
Big shout to Zeb for coming to the Boarding for Breast Cancer 25th anniversary party and keeping his boots on until he left. It was not early.
That is amazing what Copper did with this. I watched them start cutting this thing last week when I was here for the Grand Prix. And I have not seen Copper do this. And I've been doing events here since about 2005. And to see how they put this up, pretty cool. Everybody's getting a shot in that Mountain Dew green that we all love so much. There's that full moon. Meteorologist DC brought that up to us.
So now we're just waiting for the judge's decision right now?
Yeah, we were waiting for the judge's decision. Who's going to grab the $5,000? I mean, what's your thoughts? I mean, I feel like Luke held on to it because he kept going. Like he was always consistent going, and he had the lead for such a long time. I feel like Luke took the win out here today.
Yeah, I'm going to back you up on that. I think high chance Luke is walking away with the trophy tonight. You know, and I'm going to go Rennie also. I just feel like he was killing it this evening.
I feel like Benny should be in there too at some point.
Yes. Yeah, Benny was definitely on fire.
Let's check in. Well, I'll tell you somebody who does know who the winners are, and that's going to be DC. DC, what's going on down there, my friend, my brother?
All right, John, you ready to find out who won this jam out here tonight? Make some noise for all the guys throwing down out here. The final event of the night. Absolutely insane. All I want you to do is just drop. All right, we're gonna give the athletes just a few seconds to get on over here to the award stage. Tomorrow we got our final event of the day. Final event of the day. We got our women's snowboard superpipe finals going down in the morning. Followed immediately by men's snowboard superpipe finals. Definitely come out and join us for that. We're gonna bring your top 3 up to you here in just a second.
You can stand in the streets undercover. I'm an ass and titty lover. Guess we all meant for each other. Now that all the dogs free, and we out in these streets. Can you do it? Can you pop it for me?
All right, well, with no further ado, your top 3 in 3rd place. Make some noise for Benny Milam. Benny hails out of Minnesota. Anybody from Minnesota out there? Let's hear it for Benny Milam, 3rd place. In 2nd place, make some noise for Sebastian Touton, Seb Toots.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, Seb. Seb Touton it down today in the slopestyle finals as well. And getting up on the podium here in the street style. One more time, make some noise for Seb Toots, 2nd place. And your champion for the 2021 Dutour Snowboard Street Style for the men. Let's get loud and proud for the birthday boy. Representing North Carolina, Luke Winkleman. Yeah, Wink. Happy 21st, brother. All right, Luke Wink, I gotta get a word with you real quick. It's your birthday. Having a good time out here. What do you want to say to everybody out here at Copper Mountain? Happy birthday, Wink! We got one more prize to hand out. We got $1,000 going out for best trick of the night. And it was a 450 on with a 360 switch up. Best trick award going to Mr. Seb Toots.
And there you go. There you have it. It is in the books. It's official like a referee's whistle.
360 switch up from Port of Fakey. Thank you very much. That is a mouthful, but Seb Toots was the winner of that.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you so much, DC, down there. Congratulations going to Luke Winkleman on his birthday, taking 1st place. Seb Toots getting 2nd place and the best trick. And Benny Milam doing it again, getting on the podium yet again in another year in 3rd place. Thoughts, Mary?
Could not be more excited for Luke Winkleman. Happy birthday, Wink. You know, I saw a team manager from Burton, Pat Dodge, earlier. He is probably very excited right now. They're going to have a celebration for the North Carolinian tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is a very, very big day. It is on tomorrow, so join us. We got a 9:10 start, and if you join us, you'll be blowing it. Get online, watch us online. If you're here at Copper, come back and join us. 9:10, we'll get things started. Women's Superpipe, and then we'll be followed by the men's Superpipe. That's going to do it. Good night, day 4. On behalf of Mary Walsh, I'm Brad J.